You're thinking of Arizona, come and heat, absorb this place. Arizona, this is where to find your life. Arizona, found my peace, found my wife. Arizona. Arizona, calm your heart and change your fate. Arizona, where you go to be in love. Arizona, it's just what you're thinking of. Arizona.
Cool.
Great. Well, welcome to the Bic Raven Podcast. And we're going to talk about a bunch of subjects, but what we usually relate to when we talk Bic Raven is we talk about histories and other things that are related to that. But first, to my left here is Spencer Schnerman.
How's it going?
Spencer does tons of stuff for the company, editing, cinematography, just basically everything and pitches in. Over in our sound room, which you can see if she switches herself on,
hey guys,
is that is Tay Davis, and Tay is doing our switching for us today and controlling the cameras and sound and working the sound booth over there. And my name is Stu Schnerman, and to give you a little background on Bic Raven, what we do is we produce videos for commercials. We'll produce videos for industry. We do training. We do a lot of different things, but it all is wrapped around sound, audio, cinematography, and doing that type of work. We've got a show that we do. We have a new show that we're working on. We'll discuss later. So we got a lot of good things going on. But one of the things is this podcast, because we want to get the word out about what we do. Plus, podcasts are loose.
And just show you how we do our technical work and give some information out there in the public that I think honestly should just be out there in general. But yeah, I agree.
This is a more fun format, though.
Yeah, well, yeah.
We don't have to worry about editing it down to the last millisecond like we do. We just throw it out there and throw out some information and have a good time with it. So it's kind of nice for us to be able to produce something that we don't have to kill ourselves over every time.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is also going to be saved on YouTube, on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Bic Raven.
Right.
And also it's going to be saved on Twitch for only 14 days, and it doesn't save to Facebook, unfortunately.
Right.
So, but we're on live on those platforms right now.
One of the things that we've done over the last few years is we have a show called The Bic Raven Show, which is a scripted, acted, podcast-looking show.
Scripted.
Which isn't really a real podcast at all.
It's no improv.
Right. So it's all scripted out and with acting, and we've got musical stuff. So I know Spence wanted to talk about one little thing that goes on, some little bit behind the scenes deal of what happened with one of our shows that we had when we had to do one of our music.
Oh yeah,
videos.
it was our last episode. We were doing a music video for the last episode, and it was with the homeless guy. His name is Rome Saran, and for roaming around. And we had to do a lip syncing section with the actor that was in playing as Rome Saran. But unfortunately, he didn't know how to lip sync to save his life. And we had to spend 4 days.
But to give him a break. Okay?
Yeah.
To give him a break.
To give him a break. He's a great actor.
I wrote the music for it, and I knew the tune off the top of my head. He only had so much time to nail this down.
He had an hour.
Yeah, to nail this down about the song and everything. So he didn't have a lot of, he had a little bit more than that.
Well, okay, it was hard to lip sync for his life, too. So on top of that, yes, it was already hard for him, and he was feeling the pressure, and he had a camera right in front of his face, literally, so he's feeling probably the pressure on top of that.
So it wasn't an easy deal.
No.
But still, just talk about what you had to end up doing.
Well,
this is what happens to a lot of people in this industry.
Well, we're gonna show. Yeah, we're showing the music video right now, which I'm in right there, and that is our buddy Austin. That's
Can you
also
slow that down a bit. That speeded up so fast. I don't know.
Oh, she was just getting to it.
Oh, okay.
I was just getting the exact moment.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
All right, so I'm about to play the music video for you guys. Here we go.
Okay, fair enough.
So this is
music
real
video.
bad.
And there he is. He's a homeless guy with our homeless crew.
All I know's from my own granddad.
But when we edited this, we thought
He said,
he'll be close enough. We really weren't too worried about it because we were shooting. We're trying to get this lighting outside, and it can't be an outside environment because these are homeless people being on a music video. So while we're watching this.
Well, basically, because
I don't
his
care
lips
if
were
I
off
drink
the
real hard.
half the time, maybe more.
At least half.
We had to get different segments of the video, and we were thinking that the music video would take about 4 days to edit, just in total, because of all the clips we had and everything like that. But it took around double the time. It took up to 8 days, just trying to sync
just for this one
the
music
lips
video,
to make it look like it was actually like him talking instead of him.
which is what was this 2 minutes, a minute and a half, minutes?
Oh, it was
I don't know.
easily.
I think it was that's about it. It was a shorter one. One of our shorter.
It was like a minute and a half. I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Of the whole
We
show.
had him do another one with us too. What was the other song he did?
He did. Crap. He was
White Eagle.
Oh, he was Two White Eagle, which he was a
Well, he
Jewish
didn't have-
guy
Yeah.
who was trying to be a Native American, and obviously that's a wrong thing. So we made fun of him for it, and it was off of a. That tried to be Native American and are not. So
Or they just did a Sweat Lodge deal. But
Yeah.
this guy, that character, he was okay because he really didn't have to do much.
yeah.
When it came to him doing the voice, but
No.
when you're doing a show like this, that could take. I mean, even if it's only a 20-minute show,
Yeah.
it can take 3 weeks to edit. Longer, the color matching, just multiple cameras, just all kinds of stuff you're doing. There's a lot of stuff you have to do to edit. It's not simple as you'll watch something on YouTube and you watch a bunch of silly people, and if you get a chance to see our Bic Raven show and watch any of the episodes, you'll say, "Oh, it looks like they just ran through some stuff and had some fun."
It took.
Oh,
forever.
it's all this stuff takes a massive amount of time.
Just because it was like exactly trying
Just
to be
all the shooting
on time and trying to get. It was our first attempt to making a show too.
And the
Right.
camera
So
angles, too.
it was just a challenge for us overall.
So,
but,
right. So the editing was.
But it was a lot of practice. That was the whole thing, is to expand our avenues and get better at practice.
So, as a word of advice for people who are doing any kind of thing, not like the podcast, but really getting into real things that are absolutely scripted and using multiple
fix it.
cameras and everything else, and knowing that the editing is a challenge. It's a super challenge. Is that know what you're going to be up against. Try to save yourself. Try to minimize problems. Try to win some stuff. For example, my feeling is that if I would have known that he would have had, as an actor, had that many problems, we would have probably put it off for another week, the shooting.
Oh yeah, just to save us time.
And just say, sit down, learn it, come on in, we'll do a table read, we'll let you go through it, we'll fake
It was
camera the
way too
stuff.
quick. That's the thing. It was just way too back to back, and then it caused the editing to be 5 times longer. So
we needed
for
to
anyone
get
that does this kind of stuff, you got to realize you got to give your actors enough time and also yourself enough time on the set, so that way editing just becomes a lot easier. It's never good. It's never good to do things in post. It really never is.
I do have personally one thing to say.
Go ahead.
That the Bic Raven show did teach us a lot, like how important it is to do time code and do all of the lining up and the clapboard. Oh, the clapboard
Yeah.
with the sound.
Yeah, absolutely. We forget to do the clapboard and sync sound all the time when we were first starting to do video.
Well, we were doing clapboard, but in the middle of the 8th and 9th and 10th and 11th
exactly.
and 6th.
We would do it at first, and then because it was just becoming so tedious, we didn't want it to do it, or we just didn't even think about it.
Well, I think we'd had to do just for one segment
do it.
of this massage video that we did in another building upstairs. We had to take, I think we were on our 23rd take by the time we got there.
No, it was our 32nd take.
Was it our 32nd
Was it
take?
32nd?
Oh, that's what it is. So I reversed the numbers.
32nd take.
So when we have that, and you have to do that many takes, after a while you start getting sloppy.
And the reason they
and
had
you
30
stop
second takes is
using the
because of me.
clapboard.
Because I can't memorize a script for anything. But and everyone was just like, just get it down.
Get it down. Okay, just relax.
I was
Just do
so
it right.
stressed out, just I myself. But that's
that's
the
what
worst thing you can do.
That's what happens. You're not detailed enough to say, I'm going to, on take 27, I'm going to get the clapboard out again. We just said another take or keep rolling or whatever.
Which also made
all
it
of that,
way harder.
people do it. And you'll see Hollywood people do it. You could go on a set and watch them and they'll say, keep rolling. We'll do it again. You know what that does? It's great for the director. It's great for the actors. It's great for the people there. It's a nightmare for post. Because then they have to find the stuff. And even if you're time coding and matching up your time codes, it doesn't matter. Because you're still trying to figure out what's the good take. And then, of course, they've got to script the and all that stuff.
To do actual time code syncing, usually you have to have a tether, or a box actually keeps it all together too, which is usually expensive.
Yeah, the advantage they have people to mark down the scripts and what's going on.
Yeah.
When you're doing small projects with limited amount of people.
It was really just 4 to 5 of us.
Yeah, right. When you have that small of a crew trying to pull everything off, it's a different deal. And that's the way a lot of things are made.
Yeah.
And in the commercial work, it's more together. So, Anything else to say about that?
Not about that, no.
Okay. All right. If you notice, sometimes we will look down because we have our little cheat notes here that are on our phone to remind me what the heck is next, so we can talk about some cool stuff that we want to do. So, Tay, if you don't mind moving to the screen rant, and we want to talk a little bit about the movie. Take it all the way up to the top, if you would, please.
Okay, one sec. There we go.
Okay, so what we're looking at is a website called Screen Rant.
Very popular music media site.
Right, and it changes every day, so they have different things on there. So let's just roll some of the things that are happening today that are talking. Not too fast, please.
Okay.
I've got older eyes than Spence does, and it also looks different. It looks different on my screen than it does on your screen, where yours is jogging smoothly through each motion that you do. Ours is kind of jumpy because we're running through parsec cable and cables here, so it's a little bit different.
Star Wars gets more sales in their toys. Wow.
What
Lucas
is
makes some? George Lucas makes make more money.
Yeah, that's good.
'Cause that's the only thing he gets out of it.
Hey, you know what though? What the heck?
Oh yeah.
Let me
had a
tell you
contract
something.
like
If I could make a Bic Raven bird right now, okay, and we would get it made somewhere so it would retail out at a reasonable price, and if I could get 2 million people in Asia to buy it after we just shipped it from Asia, and we could ship it back, or whatever. Doesn't sound so.
No, it's not bad at all.
We could
make a living off of just that.
We could buy a few extra lenses with that money.
Oh yeah.
So you know,
just a few.
Not the Chucky guy. Could you get it off of there and go back, please? Okay, thank you. So, Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire, Jesus.
Well, in the next Spider-Man movie,
let's stay right there.
The next Spider-Man movie, apparently they're going to combine all the Spider-Mans into one movie.
No, wait. All the Spider-Man actors in one movie?
Well, you know, you've seen the Spider-Verse movie with me. That was the animated movie. You know how they had different Spider-Man?
That was excellent.
Yeah, that was a great movie. It's over the top. The animation was killer. Yeah, but now they're kind of coming up with the same idea because they're somehow tying multi-dimensions in Spider-Man. I don't know how, but they are.
Oh, so they say that's why there could be the existence of these different Spider-Man.
Exactly, and most likely Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire, and the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man are going to be in the same movie.
So to call them out, and that's what we will be doing on a regular basis, is doing things. We'll agree with things, we'll love things, but we'll definitely call some stuff out.
Oh, yeah.
This is what people do in stories.
Oh, yeah.
When they don't recognize that the story itself with one Spider-Man is pretty darn good.
Oh, Spider-Man's fantastic.
Spider-Man is many people's favorite super.
I feel like they consistently ruin Spider-Man by overcomplicating.
What are you saying, Tay?
He's like one of my favorite superheroes.
Yeah, he's great, but they screwed it all up. And people complain about Tobey Maguire for whatever reason. I like Tobey Maguire. I don't know what.
People liked Tobey Maguire. People liked Andrew Garfield. They didn't like necessarily the scripting of the Andrew Garfield one. No. I find the Tom Holland scripts are the worst of all of them.
I love the Green Goblin.
Oh, he's great.
So
I know.
So
it's the whole
back to Screen Rant real quick, guys.
Yeah.
It's saying that Tom Holland is known for his spoilery comments, as we know, and they're saying he's denying Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire's involvement. And I'm just curious, do you guys think that that's a playoff because he's normally known for being a spoiler and he's just trying to keep it a secret, or
Disney will sue the heck out of him if he continues doing it, and they have already warned him for that, so he can't say anything. So it's the thing. The thing is, he spoiled a major spoiler for the Avengers Endgame Infinity War, which is a huge no-no because that's their largest franchise that they have, and he's only a small little sliver in that one. So you just can't do that, and he learned from his mistakes, but he's still Spider-Man, so whatever. But I don't believe that's true.
Jamie Lee Curtis is working.
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Keep going.
Did you see Knives Out?
I did not see Knives Out.
Oh, wow. It was a fantastic movie.
Yeah, I heard it's really good.
It had Daniel Craig in it having a southern slang with a southern drawl. Yeah, and it was great. He was a detective. It was just a fantastic overall movie.
And it also had Chris Evans.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Chris Evans.
Oh, he was good too.
Right after being Captain America.
And Jamie Lee Curtis as well. It was
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Well, Jamie Lee Curtis, luckily for her, because you know the way they churn women out sometimes in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Luckily for her, she has her father, Tony Curtis.
Yeah.
She's got the name, plus she's excellent.
Yeah.
You know, and she's let herself, and unlike some Hollywood stars, let herself mature.
Oh, yeah.
And become older, and she looks fine.
Oh yeah.
Because people do get older.
Well, it's because she didn't mess herself up. She didn't have weird surgery.
She just
to mess herself. She just
stayed.
She took care of herself.
Right. Nice.
Yeah.
I mean,
she's just a
not,
normal person.
She's not going to look as good as when she's 22. She just looks different.
Yeah.
She just looks different.
That's normal.
So it's great. So there's so many good things about her still working.
Oh yeah.
Because it's a good representation of women don't have to do all that stupid stuff. That's what's great about being a guy.
That's why women actor when they get older ruin themselves and don't get parts all the time.
I don't know about that.
A lot of older women don't get parts.
I think also parts available.
That's also true. It's hard to get parts for older women.
Right. Well, let's go through this other thing. Shazam. What's the next one?
More
James
MCU,
Gunn reveals
DC, MCU,
Morris
DC.
death. Yeah.
It seems like that's the only thing that's in the movie. DCU. I mean,
James Gunn specify which galaxy the team are guardians of?
it's just some made up one. Who cares?
Yeah, I know. It's just stupid stuff. Justice League Snyder cut Black's suit. Superman clip released. That's a waste of time. Iron Man star Robin Downey explains how he relates to Tony Stark. I like the other article we talked about yesterday.
Oh, why Tony Stark why Robert Downey Jr. knows how the MCU is successful? It's because he's in every single movie.
Yeah, right.
It's Robert Downey.
So we have charted it, okay? This is the chart. There's a chart. It starts, let's see, you're looking from here. So let's say this is the strongest point
Iron
where
Man.
they have the most people watching it and spending money.
Iron Man, Avengers.
On anything that's got him in there. Okay, Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man.
And then you got Thor 2.
And here's the 0 point if he's not in there at all.
Thor
or they
2.
kill him off, okay? See, as you move up the scale with more Robert Downey Jr. and more Iron Man, more money made, more money made, more money made,
I don't even
more
know
money made. And then when it hits this point, ka-ching!
Well, they had also a bunch of successful actors starring to come up like Black Panther, but he actually died in real life. Yeah. And and now Chris Evans is no longer in it either. So they don't have a Captain America. They no longer have Iron Man. Now they have Thor becoming.
But he's
a woman.
always been the dude.
Iron Man's the dude. It's because
who's the other guy? The Doctor.
Doctor Strange. He's still in it. That's the only one that people. The two people that people even care about is Doctor Strange's.
The Doctor Strange character is so
it's the
well.
only
done.
people that they care about.
Fantastic.
But we'll see.
Yeah, yeah.
So
anyway, whatever they do, as long as they keep Robert Downey Jr. alive.
Yes.
Okay. And continue him as Tony Stark.
No, they don't. He died.
But they can somehow, I mean, if they.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Multi-dimensional universes.
If you don't know who Tony Stark didn't die, that's like not knowing Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father.
What's the spoiler alert, Tay?
Tony Stark died.
Oh,
wow.
That's a spoiler alert?
I think that's just on.
I think it would be a spoiler alert if Robert Downey Jr. died. They got to keep him up. They got to keep him in a little like box.
They need another Sherlock. They need to squeeze a Sherlock.
Make sure he doesn't.
First.
Well, he over the last 15 years he's matured a lot in his way he operates.
Oh, from doing massive amounts of cocaine to actually being a successful actor. I agree.
Yeah, I don't know exactly everything he did, and I don't know, but I know it wasn't good. And
he's done a bunch of bad stuff.
He's not. And that's good because he's so excellent that nobody wants him to see
his charisma is just a machine. That's what it is.
There's certain people that are just automatic on camera.
Oh yeah, it's that he is one of those guys. That's also how I feel about the Big Lebowski. I'm thinking his name, Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Jeff Bridges is good.
Yeah, Jeff Bridges. Once you see him on screen, his charisma is off the charts.
Yeah, he's strong.
Yeah.
He's strong, but there's a lot of different people. Michael J. Fox, when he came out as a young person, was immediate charisma.
Poor Michael J. Fox.
Oh,
Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito
is automatic charisma.
He is a charisma machine.
Right.
His screen presence, even though he's a short guy, is excellent. There's no one that looks like him.
Yeah.
I've never seen a guy that looks like him.
I used to have a kid I grew up with. His name's Kevin Billig, and he wasn't obviously not a kid anymore. He's 3 years older than me. He was one of my older brother's friends.
Okay.
And Kevin's. When we used to talk about certain bands, rock bands, like Automatic Man, different ones that were like from the early 70s, some of these English bands that are around, but he would just use the term, they are there.
They're there.
There. They are there.
I mean,
and I always love that term because it absolutely describes that they are in the moment, and you feel that moment absolutely 100%. And certain musicians or bands are just know how to hit the mark. It's like the old Frank Sinatra, where you know how to hit the sound and hit the mark, and that's why that was part of his appeal of how he's. Of his sound.
Absolutely.
So
that's why people like any type of musician back in that day, because they had to be on the mark. Well, as long as you were a good musician, because there wasn't anything to adjust your music. Yes, you could clip your music technically, but it was much easier just to straight record.
Right.
So
because you get the whole feel.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get the whole feel.
Today, you can basically cheat it.
Right, but yeah, and you can get a certain feel, but it's robotic.
It is very robotic. It doesn't feel natural.
Let's move down to Godzilla down there and the King Kong parody poster.
Yeah.
What do y'all think of that one?
Oh, well, I love.
Because I know you're in.
Kay loves Dragon Ball.
You're into that stuff.
Huge fan of what they did on Facebook. Okay, I saw it on Facebook and I saw it and I was just like, oh, I love it.
So what's going on with the Pirates of the Caribbean? The Curse of the Black Pearl, Big Eye.
Oh,
what's with the Big Eye?
That's actually it's a show called A Pitch Meeting, and he makes fun of every type of movie that comes out.
Right.
When he makes a fake pitch meeting, and it basically just a parody type of it, and it's actually really fun.
So they're pitching that movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
like,
and they just
so when they pitch, what did you say, Tay?
It's like where they say, like, I have an idea for you. He's like, okay, what are we going to do about it? He's like, so there's this guy, right? It's just like this weird idea of how he imagined they pitched the movie to get it made.
And usually it's pretty usually bizarre, especially for horrible movies. And how they basically, all right, well, we're just going to do anything I can, and you better get off my back about that.
So does he ever pitch it and they throw him out of the office or anything?
No, because usually you just want to get off his freaking back about, it's like, because the movie actually did come out.
All right, okay.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Okay.
You wouldn't see a pitch meeting about something, the movie didn't come out.
Well, I would like it that they did a pitch meeting about it, knowing that it either wasn't a good movie or what it was what a mistake.
Oh, they do have things like that, but they keep the movie because they're usually cheap studios and just want to make money, and they make.
See, that's a funny pitch that they throw it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead.
Yeah. Oh,
or a pitch that they never made the movie, this particular group, and it went to somebody else, and how they turned it down.
Actually, that's pretty funny too.
Yeah,
like a parallel universe.
Yeah, so you pitch it, the movie, and they didn't take it.
Yeah.
They didn't take it, and it shows what a mistake it was because it went to other people and what idiots. Which is something that happens too.
Yeah, it does all the time.
And then they turn around and make a movie with the exact same theme and the exact same story, just like it, sort of. And I got to wonder about that sometimes, because sometimes I could see people ripping off other people's screenplays and making it different.
Look at DreamWorks.
Right. But, other times, sometimes there's like an energy where somebody just comes up with, and I don't know, how that works in the universe, but they come up with a great idea. They start to write a screenplay, they finish it, and there's another person somewhere else unaware that screenplay is being written and write a similar theme with a similar stuff, and they're pitching it to two different people. Or sometimes they come into the same studio and they both have a pitch at different times. They say, no, wait a minute, we just heard this from someone else. And you've seen that joke in movies and stuff, but it's actually a real thing. It comes from a real
absolutely. I mean, like,
and it's funny how it just falls like that.
Also, one of the biggest victims of that is definitely music, and just because people copy each other's music all the time. That's why you hear
music is a
everywhere.
little bit easier than a 2 hours.
But I mean, the closest thing when it comes to a film would be like Nemo and Shark Tale, which is Nemo came out first with Disney, Pixar, and then Shark Tale came out almost like a couple months.
Different movies. How dare you?
But they were literally almost back to back.
One's a Nemo,
and
one's a shark.
And Ant and Bug's Life came out almost the exact same time. Wow, what a coinky dinky about that.
Yeah, so those are suspicious.
Those are suspicious, but that's because DreamWorks has a personal vendetta against Disney.
Really?
Yes, that's because Steven Spielberg is from there, and he hates Disney, and he made DreamWorks.
Spence, you are correct. Ants and Bug's Life, 1998.
Yes, correct. Came out the exact same year, almost the same month.
Would you just look it up?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you're fast over there. Spence was showing me he types like 400 characters a minute or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
I was watching him do a text because I don't have those skills. And my fingers, I can't even barely get it on. I've got the biggest keyboard possible. And my fingers hit 2 letters every time. I have to take the corner of my finger and kind of get it. And I don't have much finger.
Generation, we're just used to it.
Yeah, I know. And you're like,
half our brains.
bang. What did you just do?
If you don't know how to text, you don't know how to talk.
I told them I could type like that, but that's what I'm doing pretend typing.
Yeah.
But I can't do it in the real world. So anyway, let's go down to Britney Spears so we can move on to the next subject because she is important all the time to me.
So,
there she is. So Britney Spears, director, responds to theories her social media includes secret messages. Kind of like a Beatles album if you play it backwards.
I've heard of it. No, it's not about that.
I do have the knowledge.
Paul is dead. How about Britney is dead?
It's more the fact that she was trying because her father was maintaining everything except maybe her social media, that she was trying to see.
That is correct. Yes,
say that she was being abused by her father on social media.
Well, no. So
really?
What happened was
secretly.
What happened is that Britney started posting on social media, and a couple people said, "Wear a yellow dress if you're trapped. Wink if you're trapped."
Well, is her father really abusing her, or is she just nuts?
He's not abusing her. So in 2007, when you shaved your head.
Oh yeah, right. She
got all of her assets. He's in control of her.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
She's trying to.
She was hanging out with Paris Hilton back then, right?
Yeah.
And they were all acting goofy. I think Paris backed off of a lot of that because now she's got to. Sometime you got to grow up and be responsible.
Sometime you got to own your hotel chain.
Yeah, that's right. Ooh, it's so hard.
It's so hard to be a multi-billionaire.
Yeah. Right, and be given everything and not know what to do first.
Oh no.
I think I'll just take a vacation and think about it.
Better ruin my life with heroin.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Who's that ruined their life with heroin?
Oh, well, Britney looked like she did when she was shaving her head.
Oh, I don't know. I think she was nuts. Maybe she was taking a lot of prescription drugs. They're not so good either.
I don't know. I mean, they didn't really.
But she's like still performing, but her father is still in control of her finances.
Still.
That's probably smart.
Yeah, so that's it. He's in control of
That's good.
everything, including her image. But she's trying to. Well, she's been through the rehabilitation programs. This has been like, what, 10, 12 years? She's trying to get her independence back.
Here's the. It's good that she gets her independence back, but the bottom line is, if he isn't like pissing her money away, and actually investing it and putting it in good spots for her and all these things and making sure that she has something when she's 60, not such a bad thing.
She sounds like a spoiled brat.
Well, I mean, I guess she's a real talent. You know what's bizarre about Britney Spears to me, and this is just my personal opinion. I have never liked her voice.
Oh, I did it again.
I mean, how can you like that? I couldn't even stand with
girls.
I would if I had somebody living in my house that would sing in the shower.
It
and
was
do that.
style.
Was that a style?
It was a style back in the.
Is it still? Is that still how she?
It's why people sounded like this in the 2000s. Also, it's just true.
Actually, real quick. So I do know I have a lot of Britney Spears knowledge, so I'm just gonna input this real fast.
Okay, go ahead.
She actually had a similar voice to Christina Aguilera.
Okay.
She had like a normal singing voice.
Right.
But on Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, no, Mickey Club or whatever.
The Clubhouse.
The new version,
Mouse
right?
Club, whatever.
Not
Clubhouse, the old one. What's it called? Mickey Mouse Club. That's what it's called.
The Mickey Mouse Club. Yeah.
They
or Disney Club.
They have two different types of voice styles. So Christina kept her like, and they made Britney do that baby voice because it's cute.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Disney form.
But no, wait, does she still sing that way, like in Vegas at her shows or whenever she's doing?
She has to. It's her image. It's her content.
Nah, she's changed her music style. I would disagree with that.
Album that had her normal voice, and they immediately rejected it because it's not her actual like style.
But I would still say her more modern music is different than "Ooh, I did it again" sounding. It's at least not as.
I never liked that in each song. There was never a song that I listened to. I said, okay, I'm going to be objective. Okay, I'm going to listen to it and see the quality of the lyrics, or if it's well put together. There's great logic, musical logic to it. There's anything, and I listen to it and I go, ugh. It's kind of like what's her name? God, I'm slipping her. Name a big female singer that's big still today, has been for the last 10 plus years. Not Katy Perry, not
Taylor
the one
Swift.
that's got one name.
Taylor. Oh,
one name. No, she's too old. A little bit older than you guys. That's it. Female. She's extremely musically talented.
Is it
She's
Taylor
got a.
Swift?
It's not.
No, it's one name.
It's one name.
Oh,
She's very
Pink.
famous. No, Pink is nothing compared
Pink
to
is
this
nothing.
person.
Okay.
She was in a movie recently. Who is one of the biggest pop singers
who is
female
the
there
gazelle in
is?
Zootopia?
oh, Shakira?
Shakira?
Oh.
Well, she's still that way. She's also
Wow.
just a little bit older than us.
How can you guys don't know either?
I don't know.
Who is the number one? What?
Your mic.
My mic isn't working?
No, you need to be closer to it.
Oh, okay. Well, just tell me. Just
Trying to do it discreetly.
no, you don't have. Well, that wasn't very discreet, was it?
Yeah, you
walked
walked
out of your studio
yelling at
into our studio, and then I looked up at you, and then you said something, and I still didn't know what the hell you were talking about. Who is the one? She gets out in huge shows like Katy Perry. She dresses up in gigantic outfits. She was just in an Academy Award-winning
Is it
film.
Lady Gaga?
Yes, thank you,
Oh,
Gaga.
Name.
Winner.
It's two names.
Oh, that's to me the lady doesn't count. So anyway,
I don't like her either.
Gaga.
I don't like Lady Gaga.
I listen to all of her music. There isn't a song I can stand. I mean, there's all kinds of. I can listen. Like I don't listen to rap that much, but there's certain rap that's good.
Yeah.
There's certain people that. I mean, it's all good to them
Yeah,
who
it's
was ever
objectively
writing it.
rap, yeah.
But for my own personal taste, or something I would listen to again and again
It's
and
objectively
again.
good pop too.
Right.
Yeah.
There's good everything.
Yeah.
But I can't listen to Lady Gaga and like
It's
it.
because it's almost like brainwashingly just the bland music.
And I know she's like a phenomenal musician. I've heard about her.
Oh, yeah,
read
it's
about
because
I
she
watched
got
her on. I mean, I
Look at
listened to
her.
her on Howard Stern, and she's incredibly well spoken. She's highly educated.
Oh yeah, she didn't even want to do it. She was more of a country person before.
Really?
Yeah, she was only 4.
I did not know that.
Because of her.
Boy, she would have been with her voice. She would have been an excellent country music.
Oh yeah, but she got. Well, I mean, look at her. Look at what she dresses like. It's obviously all marketing and publicity.
So she actually
It's
was
like
in a,
it's all about that for her.
Style movie called A Star Is Born with Bradley Cooper.
Right, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Really?
Remember,
Bradley
and they-
Cooper's in it?
Yeah, it was Brad. Don't you remember they were on the Academy Awards, and they both got up and sang that song.
I did not see the Academy Awards.
So they redid the Barbra Streisand movie.
Yes.
Which A Star Is Born, not a big Barbra Streisand, personally, that person, Barbra Streisand, she has her own views of things, but talent,
Oh yeah.
her talent is just ridiculous. And so that movie was so good when it was made that to redo the movie, and I know everybody, it's been a long time, so everybody watched it and liked it and everything else because it was well done, but I didn't see the point. Make another movie. Do another story. Do something else.
I mean, the
This
only
isn't
time I
Shakespeare.
find that if you redone a movie, it has to be done at least from the 60s, maybe the 70s because of the technology limit. But at the same time, why don't you just make a sequel if you are going to make the same kind of idea or use an idea that's expansive upon that and just make your own idea? I don't understand. But people rehash things all the time now.
Well, we're gonna move on to another subject now that we've really wanted to talk about, which is time-wise pertinent because of this is Tuesday after the Super Bowl, and we just had the Super Bowl. So if you could get to those commercials, Tay, and show some of those commercials. So let's go to the top, please, if we could. Okay. So what they have a great article on some of the better trailers and better commercials that were done during the Super Bowl. So go down a little bit, please. Down. This one here, everybody was raving about. I watched it several times. This girl is infatuated with Michael B. Jordan. I get it. It wasn't even funny. It was somebody trying to be funny, but it didn't come off
hard to be funny, but it came off more creepy.
Yeah, it's just
it came off more like Michael B. Jordan is in their house stalking them, and they just liked it.
I didn't, but it wasn't. The problem with what I saw was it wasn't. It was funny, I'm sure, to somebody.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe they made the damn thing and spent so much time and so much money. There's so many shots. There's so many cinematography. Beautiful shots. If you look at the shots in this thing and you watch it through, there's a lot of good of that. They spent so much money on it that they couldn't turn it around anymore, so they just released it. That's the way I looked at it because, God, it was awful. So let's move on to the Cheetos. So we're not going to show you the Cheetos because it's cute. Basically, her walking around saying, I didn't eat Cheetos. And she's got her hands full of Cheeto dust. Or she touched a wall. She touched to this. She touched to that. Her husband saying, oh, did you do this? Did you do that? And finally at the end,
he said,
it
"It wasn't me." And she was like, "It wasn't me. No, it wasn't me."
That's cute.
Yeah.
So it was cute. But we decided we would rather see cute puppies getting held, getting like a little baby, name it, golden retriever. They're so cute, right?
Why don't they just cover a golden
So
retriever?
you hold you dress up a golden retriever, baby puppy golden, in a cute little outfit, and then you feed it a baby bottle for a minute. We'll do that. And then we'll try to out-cute them. Okay?
You make it's like liquefied Cheeto.
It was
That'll
just
be
cute. They could.
trailer.
The problem with that wasn't that that wasn't a great commercial to show and wasn't cute. The problem is if you're going to do that idea, okay, you got to put some edge on it.
Yeah.
There's no edge. There's no edge to this thing.
So real quick, on your perspective, I can understand that. But for most people who watch that '70s show, they know Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher as Jack and Kelso.
They're a romantic
power
couple.
Right.
What happened was they got together in real life. It's just super cute.
Yeah, I get all of that. But wouldn't it be great if she was doing like he's the husband, because he is, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And she is like, something's wrong with this person and they're doing some weird ass shit. And all of a sudden, he opens up the trunk of his car. There's a dead body and there's some Cheetos dust in there.
Oh my gosh.
Now we're talking, there's an edge, So they could still be kind of cute. They could still be
That
a
almost makes me
couple.
think of American Psycho.
Yeah, so there would just be all this stuff that she's
That's actually
doing.
pretty funny.
He goes to his bank account and he's going on the computer to look at some things in, and all of a sudden his bank account shows 0, and there's Cheetos marks in the keyboard.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah, see, that would
be actually really funny as a detective like
Right.
murder mystery thing, but it's just Cheeto prints.
It would still be funny.
Dust everywhere.
They'd still
Yeah.
appreciate those two, but you know who they really appreciate? The writers, okay? In that, the writers were lazy.
Yeah, it was just literally going off the song.
Lazy. It wasn't good. But, of course, they have big stars in there, and that other guy that...
And they were off pitch the whole
Spent
time.
the entire
Yeah.
budget.
Who's
on
that rapper?
Kutcher.
Well, who's that rapper?
DJ, what's his name?
It's in there.
Right here.
You
It's right below
read it, Tay. Read it.
rapper Shaggy.
Shaggy. It's Shaggy.
Shaggy, right.
Shaggy.
I mean, all of those people did a great job on screen.
I thought it was
There's
DJ
nothing wrong with what they were given and how they approached it.
Oh yeah,
okay?
yeah.
That whole piece of handing it off, figuring out what the best way to do it.
But the
whatever
real
an actor
question
did.
is that a multi-million-dollar commercial?
Who knows? It probably was. Probably cost them some because they had to pay those 3 people. So let's go on to the next thing. So we're not showing you that, but we sure talked about it a lot.
Ooh.
This one here, not interested. Move on. Thank you.
That's okay.
Move on.
We'll talk about MCU stuff.
Well, yeah, later. No, it's not now. Okay, that's a good one. Okay, we've got Edgar Scissorhands. Keep going. The Cadillac commercial. Keep going. And then we got one other down there. Nah, that's a Jeep. Jeep's not even available. Keep going. Old.
We should show old.
Okay, we're going to start with old.
Yeah.
All right.
Old's an M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong movie.
That's
and it's
Ding-
another horror movie.
It's very ding-dongish. And what we want to do is we want to take it back.
Please unmute it.
Please unmute it. Yeah. Take it back.
I'm working it. I got
All
it.
right.
And I want the audience to understand that we're not criticizing this just because we want to be a pain in the butt.
No,
okay?
I actually would like if M. Night Shyamalan made good movies, but this actually looks like an atrocity.
Yeah. Go ahead. So this is called Old, and here is our trailer / commercial.
Are we
Go
there
ahead.
yet?
This beach, it's beautiful.
My swimsuit is hurting.
They do look small.
Come on, let's play
There's
hide and
those kids
seek.
at the beach.
Have you seen my children?
Oh, it's he turned the letter on his
He
name.
was 6 years
That's
old
scary.
this morning.
Oh no, two heads
Oh, he-
together.
He's
He's the
an
writer.
older-
They
he's a
keep
young
bringing
man.
back the Sixth Sense because he hasn't done shit since then.
and Split. He's on Split.
Oh, Split. Yeah, Split's a good name.
What is happening?
People
Young people are turning old
old.
very rapidly.
What a great
This
idea.
island is so weird. We're turning old from it, and it's scary.
I'd rather have people turn into babies.
Actually, that'd be even more horrifying.
Babies, like
Adults actually turning into babies.
one guy.
control it. It's
One
everyone
guy
has
has a
Benjamin
baby
Button.
disease. Okay. mad.
Yeah.
And he gets out and he goes down to the beach. He goes down there and he just walks around by everybody, and everybody he passes turns into a baby. And it's called, and you know what the movie's called?
Young.
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 And
Or
you know what?
you.
I don't want to see that movie either.
No.
This is shit. Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, you said it twice already.
But this is a description of what is in the yard after I let my dogs out in the morning. That's what this movie is.
Oh, it is.
And it's like, it's and the people.
It looks like a B movie.
who are trying to make, who have small studios like us, decent amount of equipment. We can make some stuff, but we're always on a shoestring, and we're trying to get as much done as possible with
Yeah.
little people possible. And movies like this, with so much money that are thrown at it, I don't know who this guy knows, okay? But there gets to a point where somebody says,
You know Steven
look,
Spielberg.
we're not going to let you make any more movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but we can't do it. We can't.
He funds his own movies now.
Wow, Jesus.
Oh, there you
Hey, nothing you can do about that
He
then.
should have just bet on the Super Bowl, because that's not good. Okay, let's move up. Now we're going to see the Cadillac commercial.
Yeah.
Okay? We want to see that Cadillac commercial. Now this, we feel, is the number 2 one that was out there. So we want
Yeah.
to show this. This is a good commercial. Hopefully everybody will enjoy it, because we'd like to play it all the way through. And if you haven't had a chance to see it, it's great. We might make a few comments as we go through, but it's good.
No, not that one.
So it's Edward Scissorhands,
I'm glad they brought her back too.
My
a
son,
new version.
Edgar.
Bye, sweetie.
Aw.
Everybody loves that. What did he cut a hair off her chin? I was wondering about that. I thought, yeah, that's not a nice thing to do to your mother. Her reminder she has to shave. Of course, the old stab a football thing. And there he goes.
Too perfect. Too perfect.
Right,
How
right,
dare you make something so good?
right. Stay with the menu there.
And you're probably
Edgar.
wasting too much product there.
That meeting would not end.
He's in the car. He's driving. He's kind of distressed. Now he's at the bus station? How did he go from the car to the bus station? I don't get that. But they won't let him in the bus. Good idea, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he gets caught in the fence.
At least you can do VR.
Yeah, she said, no, wait. He can do VR and steer. I think I have an idea. The new Cadillac.
When it's completely
And look,
wireless.
he
Hands-free
even he
Edgar drove off
can
into
drive
the
the
sunset.
hands-free Super
But
Cruiser.
don't worry.
Oh my
He's
gosh,
still
that's
got plenty of
terrifying.
time for
Isn't it?
So now people with no hands, no hands
Can do it.
can do it.
Can
So
do
people
it.
now can replace their arms with head blades.
I'll tell you what, it gets you to watch the Cadillac commercial. It gets you.
Huh, I wouldn't actually mind hands
That's
free.
that's that's
Actually, I don't know what I think even about hands free driving.
I don't know.
It's kind of a weird thing. It's a weird territory.
I'll tell you what, that looks great when you're driving down a highway when there's 4 lanes and no cars around you on the
Yeah.
commercials.
Yeah.
It isn't good when you're taking from Flagstaff to Sedona and you're taking the switchbacks down. I don't know if I'd be excited about hands free or not, best software or not. How does the software run? Is it internal? Is it run by some kind of satellites above?
It's
if you're not
internal
getting-
and satellite.
If you're not getting the 5G,
It's both. You don't need the 5G. It's sensor camera based and infrared.
it is.
Yeah.
And what happens if those don't work?
You don't have a car at that point.
Yeah, right. You're going down the switchbacks. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how technology evolves.
Yeah.
But
It's becoming more like
Here's
Blade
the
Runner
thing.
every day.
here's the thing, though. A car like that,
Yeah.
okay, is going to cost just like a Tesla. People say, well, the Tesla does this and that. Great. But look how much it costs.
Well, that's either.
Or you could go out and
$100,000
buy a
car.
pretty decent used 4-cylinder vehicle, whether it's a Subaru or a Mazda or Toyota.
You can buy a
something.
I think very expensive truck at probably the same price, which
Well-
is like though trucks are already overpriced.
Yeah, but it's right. But you could get a regular car and you can steer it yourself because we're all very competent. They're taking jobs away or putting jobs in the hands of something to make it. You're not great. No, wait. Aren't you driving my car? Down the switchbacks? Shh. Don't tell him. Don't
Tell him I'm freaking out every day.
He'd freak out about it. Don't tell him. Okay, I won't tell him. It's all sealed up over here, Tay.
All right, so we got the last commercial.
Okay, last commercial. Okay. So I want to clarify something as you bring up our last commercial here. This is the Bud Light. This is our #1 commercial. We felt it was the best commercial. We are not proponents or using Budweiser as a sponsor.
No.
No, even though I'll tell you what, these sweet Budweiser Nitros go down pretty nice.
Only for this much a pack.
But this is the deal on the Nitro. They got, oh my God, isn't this can opening properly? I get all this far. Hey Tay, can you do me a favor? Can you go out of your studio?
I got it.
You got it?
Yeah, I can get you.
This can is so cold it froze the top. It's so cold it froze the top.
Wow.
That's what
All right.
happened.
There we go.
Oh, you
Thank
did
you.
it.
There we go.
Yeah, because I wanted it really cold. I had a cold pack on it.
We're gonna drink beer.
So
at
anyway,
noon.
you got it. You should be turning the can. Actually, they tell you to go 1, 2, 3, so you can activate the nitro. But the Budweiser Nitro is so smooth. Okay. Plus, you got to have the old Pretzolas, because if you're not German, with the last name like Schnerman, I think you might guess it's German. Here, have some of these with the beer. You got to have some Pretzolas with the beer. So here we go. So we're going to talk about Budweiser commercial while we do it. So this was one freaking great commercial.
No option.
It was well shot. It was well thought out.
I don't know
It was
how
well
much money they
scripted.
probably put into it, but it
It's
looked like a
Budweiser.
hell of a lot.
Budweiser money.
That looked like it was an incredibly
Budweiser
expensive
money.
commercial. So let's play the commercial.
Yeah, play the commercial. It's beautiful.
Sorry, 1 second.
Wonder if
There we
our
go.
Yeah, I'm gonna
folks will
take it
start
back.
making lemonade.
Probably when 2020 handed us all those lemons.
2020 was a lemon of a year.
It's perfect.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I love you.
The impacts they made. I don't know how many lemons they used, but it looked like a lot of lemons.
Looks like a lot of lemons. You start going through your mind watching this, saying, okay, what was thrown in there for graphics and what was real? That looks all real. That looks like, you know it? It's hard to tell, but it's all over in the way they shot that.
Oh, that's because it kept on moving camera.
New Bud Light
It would be
Filter
way
Lemonade,
even harder
packed
to
with
make a
lemonade
CGI
flavor
sequence out of
after
it.
a
Right.
lemon of a year.
Take the points, Tay. I don't
Oh
know.
my gosh! So not
It-
only
isn't that a
a
terrific
funny
commercial?
but that product looks delicious.
I remember back with Budweiser with their Clydesdale and their dog with the eye, the
Oh yeah,
target sign on the eye. Just all their great commercials they've had over the years.
the Toad commercials also. Those are the best commercials in my opinion.
Yeah.
Drinking a Bud,
So,
watching the game.
I
What about
say-
you?
Here's the Budweiser. Good job.
So we have someone watching.
Best commercial of
from,
Super Bowl.
Low Key Productions on YouTube. They say hello there from Arizona.
Hello, we're in Arizona too.
Yeah, so we don't always drink beer on our podcasts, but in this case we had to. And I think just tasting this beer right now, I think we should continue with this tradition of drinking beer on
All
the
right,
podcast.
sure. Okay.
Especially if it's in the morning. Now we're at lunchtime, so that's okay.
We're at lunch.
But if we do like a podcast at 7:30 in the morning, that's the real time to drink.
Oh yeah, why would you drink it before noon? I mean, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you?
It gives your body a lot of time to absorb throughout the day. So
We don't drink it to get buzzed or anything. We just like the taste of beer. So we have our next subject that we're going to talk about. That I believe was the Chucky subject.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
So we also saw this on Screen Rant. We saw this yesterday, and apparently there was a man dressed as Chucky and attacking maskless people in the New York subway rider. So this little guy.
So the point is, if you don't wear a mask, Chucky's coming to get you.
Yeah, pretty much. You don't know when. You don't know where, but he's going to get you. We have a video of him actually attacking some people, too. There he is. He's so small.
So
Is that a kid? It must be a kid.
It's not a kid.
It's not a kid? It's just a short man.
Well known for dressing as Chucky.
I see. So he's a cosplayer
That's
like
what the
person.
Screen Rant article said.
I see. So he's like a cosplayer like person.
Winding it for us, but yeah, he's attacking this woman here.
we're not wearing a mask.
Well, I think attacking people
Is that
for
a guy in that Chucky outfit?
It's gonna show more information about him at the end of it, right here.
Okay.
the stunt was actually performed by a social media star. I see.
He's a star.
And he's a star.
I get a kick out of that. Like we're social media stars, aren't we?
Now we are because we are now on social media and we have 2 viewers at most.
It kind of reminds me of a porn star. These porn stars aren't stars; they're just in porn.
Oh yeah. I mean, what's the official label of star? Like when do you become a star?
It's when you made a big hit in Hollywood and in a lot of movies.
It's the same thing with pop music.
You won an Academy Award.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, like pop music was supposed to mean pop. I'm not sure. All right, so what are we going on to?
I don't know. I'm just sitting here eating pretzels now. Those things are good. Ooh. I'm probably just hungry. Well, we got a lot of stuff here. So, one thing we want to talk about is BicRaven.com, our website.
Oh, yeah.
And Tay is smart enough to put that up. Are they?
I made this
audience,
website.
seen this? Yeah, Spencer is the key ingredient to our website. He has labored over this over quite a period of time, and it's morphed and
Changed like 400,000 times.
Yeah, websites do, and they're supposed to.
Yeah, of course.
They're supposed to.
I really love how it looks at the moment.
But I'm going to talk business-wise because what we do, and one of the things, if we have people that are interested in us doing video work for them, and we love doing video work.
Yeah.
Is what they do is you get on that site when you can see the click here and under, but under there's a portfolio, and up above there is a hire us quote form that's kind of going. Voop, voop, voop. I guess you're mousing over that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So hire us quote form, so you can get in there. There's a you can go past that. You can click that video business card off. We'll talk about that later.
I like the ocean. That's new.
I just want to make it more vibrant now.
Yeah. So we're floating in the ocean right now, in water, and relaxing. And before I get into this hire us, I wanted to mention our whole set. So one thing that's you don't know is when we have this whole thing with the rooms, but we're actually outside.
Oh yeah, this is actually all really outside.
Yeah, and
you can ignore all the clipping and the
this
miking.
is February, and everywhere else in Flagstaff, it's I don't know what temperature. Not bad.
It's not bad. It's a little
High
cold
40s.
though. Yeah.
Maybe some wind.
No.
But here it goes between 68 and 72.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's
Beautiful.
always perfect.
It's sunny 24
Perfect
hours a day.
peak California weather here
24
always.
hours a day.
Right here.
Yes, that's it. We're just freezing. Notice short sleeve shirt, right?
That's why I'm rolling out my sleeves. That's
I'm
why we
feeling
can have a
good.
beer.
Uh-huh.
It's chill.
Yeah, we have to because it's a little warm out here. Getting all that.
It is
stuff.
warm. Ah,
Anything else?
so warm.
Yeah, so that is one thing. So if you notice that we're really relaxed, really feeling good, really smiley, all happy, that's because we're living in this fantasy world here.
It's great.
Still moving trees.
Yeah.
No one knows where it is. No one
Right,
knows how to get here. It's just us.
It's just us. We have our own world.
Tay's in a completely different location.
And when you live in a fantasy world, this is our message to everybody that's watching this. If you live in a fantasy world like we do, this allows you to do these type of things and be happy because all the other people around us, they're not so happy.
Oh, yeah.
Us, very happy.
That's why VR is such a hit now.
Yeah, that's right. So we decided instead of walking around with that thing on your face, who wants to do that? We can actually
It's so heavy.
live in the fantasy world.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's where we are right
Yeah,
now.
we just
Just
teleport.
wanted you to know.
We actually had
what's
to
going on
download our
here.
brain into the fantasy
Right,
world.
it's not-
It took a while, but we figured it out.
That's right.
Just a couple steps.
Right.
But
So going on to this, being in our fantasy world,
yeah.
this is a form. So if somebody gets on this form, and They fill it out because they want to have some work done. It's easy to fill out. You just say what you want to have done, click send on the bottom, and it'll go automatically to us. One thing we have that nobody else has is we actually have our pricing, and it's very reasonable. And I'm not saying that because I'm telling you that. I'm saying that because it is.
Because we looked up every other person in the whole state.
Yeah, most
That's
of them don't, and then we find out what other people are charging. And they can do whatever they want, but we feel that there's value to being able to exactly quote things and do things at a price and let people know what we're doing. I don't feel like going into a restaurant or going to the
meat's $50 now.
Yeah, and you don't know what the heck. You say, I want to order this sub, but there's no pricing. Well, what's the price? We'll figure it out when we get to the register. You know?
Depends on how much they like you.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't need this squeaky stuff going on. So what we did was we put our prices there and let people know what we charge.
We did say it varies depending on how busy our production is.
Yeah, I mean,
meaning if you have a huge production, of course we're going to have to spend more because we have to hire more people.
Right. For a certain amount of people, when you do two or three man jobs, which most people want commercial work like that. That's that kind of commercial work. You know, it's pretty set, and we keep everything real when it comes to the way we shoot it, our hours, the amount of time. And that helps because we feel we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
So we can go to a job and we can knock it out and be able to do it right and do the shots and know how to do the setup and know how to do the lighting and put the audio together and everything else. So we've got a good package.
Yeah.
So anybody that is interested in the type of work for video work, and they want video work for their websites, they want video work for all these different things that they would need, whether it's true commercial work, going on to commercials, or just being able to put it out there. One thing that's not talked about, and I wanted to mention it with our website, and you can see it, you can go on a site called split.com. We did some for some other people, is our training.
Splitcleaning.com.
Yeah, I'm sorry, splitcleaning.com.
Split is a different
Cleaning.com. There are tons of trainings on there that we've done and all kinds of information. We literally built this site for a chemical manufacturer. This is a green product and everything. It's got a lot of cool features. I'm not going to go into that, but the website, we built it from the ground up. There's he made the website.
But I make all the websites pretty much, but that's okay.
We do all the training. So in other words, we could go into, I'll give you an example, a medical facility or an assisted living care where they have all these employees that are maybe, let's say they're cleaning.
Yeah.
And they want to make sure that everybody's on the same page. Yeah. And they're all doing the same thing. So they're going in all these rooms of all these different people who live in that particular facility. And if you go down to the Phoenix area, Scottsdale, and some of those areas, there are tons of these facilities out there. So we would go in and we would shoot, this is how you do this, and this is how you do that. Or we go into a manufacturing plant. This is how you do this, or these are safety things.
Oh, absolutely. It's
huge. We can script it. We can do all the different pieces that they would need, so then you can turn around and have these things and use them again and again and again and again for your training.
Educational training information that isn't absolutely boring and wants to make you basically hang yourself with a noose is very valuable.
Right.
It's because most information is made in the 80s and they just keep reusing their own content.
Can you go back to that split a second? And you'll notice one thing that we do that's different than a lot of people too. Now, I'm not saying people don't do it, but we do this in-house. I don't know where the training thing is, or if you could get to one. Now they're written trainings. So this is the video trainings. Yeah, if you notice, just go down. You don't even have to start anything. See the little character? It says ATP and it's dark, intro to Split. We're on your screen. That ATP, that character, what we have is we do graphics too, and we do drawings and animation. Yeah. So there's a lot of things that we can do to make things more interesting. We do all the voiceovers. We can shoot, and do our own people inside that would do everything for your trainings, or we could turn around and use your own people any way you want to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the training piece is, I think, hugely missing in industry where they don't have good training. I spent most of my adult life working for industry, either working for myself, doing different things that you would need trainings for, or working for a corporation.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely necessary, and then it needs to be updated and changed and morphed. And so you always have to stay on it. And so many people do not have this. And once you have a program put together, a good training program, it makes a huge difference the way you operate, because then the expectations are different. I won't prolong this conversation anymore, but just to say the simple idea behind all trainings and everything else that goes along with that is that people get on the same page. Give you an example. We had a building that we used to, and I used to be in different things, but in contract cleaning, but we did big industrial jobs. And so you have this big industrial job that you're doing, and you have the contract cleaning. And I've got Mary over here cleaning this office and doing these certain things for certain people in a slow, methodical way, or she's vacuuming these offices 6 times a week, but my spec is only 3 and I'm only getting paid for 3, okay? And then I've got somebody else who's doing 3. And then I got somebody else who's doing 1 because there is no training. There's no set protocol that everybody has to follow exactly. So guess what? Mary's, if I have the whole building spec'd exactly to the minute of how somebody's going to do it, if she's doing this office because the boss's office wants it clean 6 days a week and they didn't spec it, nor are they paying me for it, okay? But she's doing it anyway, she's not doing something else, all right? And that's what goes on. That's what goes on in all businesses that people aren't doing. Yeah, that's doing the same way. So one of the things out of many things,
wherever you work,
videos lock down. I mean, you can have things in writing, but videos lock down what you have to do with the protocols, and people watch it and it gets everybody on the same page. Because I don't care what you're doing, if you're making a product and everything, it's still, there's a certain amount of time that's involved, and labor is your biggest cost. So whether it's the medical industry or whether it's any industry where you're making a product or anywhere you feel that training would work, we can do that. We can script it. We can do it just like you would want it. We sit down and we discuss those things of exactly how you do it in meetings, and we put it together. And we put them together, we shoot them, and it will change your business life. How you doing? Even a small restaurant. Wouldn't it be nice if you had a small restaurant when you have to hire 3 more people because you just lost 2 of them and you got to expand a little bit on your staff because you're finally doing a little bit more business? So you're hiring 3, that you had some videos put together, say you do it this way, you do it this way, you do it this way. Then you have to sit around and tell them.
Oh yeah, I mean,
again,
the previous job I had,
again.
I wish I had that. Because I had to train everyone every single time.
Right.
It was a pain in the butt.
What a waste of money. What a waste of time.
It was a waste of my time.
Right.
Real quick, guys, just gonna bounce back to our website here since you guys are talking about the different services that we offer. So just so you guys can see, we do have like our pre-production here, the actual production and post-production, but also on our homepage here, we got our portfolio, and this just kind of goes over the different client work that we've done so far.
And we've got a lot more client work than that. As a matter of fact, a couple of the event shootings that we do, like we'll shoot events, and some of the event shooting we did, like I lived in India, that India, as in the country of India, one that we did down in Scottsdale.
Oh, your mic's not in front of your face.
Oh, sorry.
Just move it right here. Like, that's what I do.
Move your mic a little bit so it's like right in front.
I know.
All right, sorry about that. I move around and okay.
Oh, you're good. We keep you.
We keep us in check.
Keep in check. But we have that, and like I love that arts one we did in Mesa. I love all those shots that you did of those women when they were doing that dancing along the wall. With
I wish we had better equipment back then. Just so it was our low light that ruined us.
But still, we should be showing some of that because they're really cool events.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So anyway, we do a lot of stuff, and just letting you know on that. I don't want to prolong this because we got fun stuff to talk about also. So is there anything else in this Bic Raven thing that we want to say, or can we move on?
I would also say that we have a very expansive music library too, because we are originally, when we were made, a music company. It was not a video company production at all. We were just audio, and specifically music, because he is a musician. And then when I got in the mix, I loved video, so it was just a perfect mixture.
Right. That's correct.
And then he got on board in video. So
yeah, we got a bunch of albums. We got all kinds of music. I've got stacks of stuff. We can compose things from.
We make all of our music in-house.
From big band to rock music, country. We can do all kinds of stuff. I've got a lot of things, but most of the music that we're doing now for our shows and things are a mixture of orchestral mixed with some pop, mixed with just whatever. Yeah, a lot of jazz, just with drum. It would have just the right feel for what we're trying to do. So people will listen to certain things. Oh, you do that. No, we don't do that. We do any kind of music, and we compose it from the ground up, and perform it, record it, have it, mix it, and then use it for our stuff. And part of the reason is on the music side, since you're getting into this, and my plan on the next podcast, we're going to talk about music. But there's ASCAP fees, and there's different fees that you're going to have to pay if you use somebody else's music. Or you can use that crappy loop music that's out there. Or
There's a lot of royalties.
or for less money, okay, that we just cut in music, because it usually costs about the same amount of money. We cut in some music that you can get your own original music done. That's for you, for making whatever videos or whatever you want in the background, and you don't have to worry about any of those fees and any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's why and what we do, and plus we got the ability to do it. And a lot of people that shoot video, they don't have a clue on that type of stuff. They just use other stuff. I'll tell you what, my own feeling when I watch a Hollywood production, and I understand that they want to bring in other music.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they want to put a feel. Quentin Tarantino is a master of finding.
Right is the same thing.
Right. That's true. Baby Driver, right?
Yeah, that was a huge one.
I know, that's great.
That was specifically with music. Yes.
Right. So there's a lot of purpose and there's a lot of good things. But my feeling is, I think you should use original music with a Hollywood film, and the reason is because this is, it's like if you were painting something, okay, and you said, well, I want a picture of the Mona Lisa's head, so I'm just going to stick it on there because I'm going to use a piece of somebody else's art and somebody else's creativity.
Common.
And
it honestly upsets me how common it is.
Right, they just use it to get a feel. In other words, you got a really half-ass movie, but then you slug in a really popular song.
A great example is Suicide Squad. They just throw in like Queen songs and stuff, and it doesn't even make sense.
Look how many romantic comedies they do the same thing when it's falling off. They'll throw in a good song that everybody feels good about, and they'll watch it.
The YouTubers do this all the time too, and it makes you just feel unoriginal. It really does.
Well, how can it be original if you're taking somebody else's stuff and
correct? Yeah, it makes you not.
If you really want an original movie, original video, and original whatever, put all original things in there.
Yeah.
You know, that would be like us stealing cinematic shots of other things and just putting them in there because that looks good. Why use our own, you know?
Yeah.
When you can just steal it from someone else and just use it and pay a fee on it. And the music's the same way because music will change the emotion, the feel, everything about what you're watching. It just does, or they wouldn't use it.
Yeah.
So don't like it. But the point is what we can do is we could use our original music or music you say, hey, I would like this, or can you make something like this?
Yeah.
Can you make something like that?
Yeah, absolutely.
And we can put something like that in. And first of all, it is that one's. It's that video's. It belongs there, and it's its own thing for that.
Yes, specifically for that. You can't reuse it.
Just like our shots, our cinematic shots are just for that, and our editing is just for that.
We made one for Anna's Body Crafting kitchen, and that had a theme to it. But she will use that over and over again. But the thing is, it's specific to her.
Right.
So that's the point.
Right.
And we've done that.
She wanted a cool feel, you know.
Yes.
So we did that, and of course, you know, it worked. So
you made a cutesy feel too.
Yeah, for the thing that's going through.
Yeah, that's going to get developed.
So let's talk about not Bic Raven specifically. Let's talk about low light. You wanted to talk about Alien and Ridley Scott, right?
Oh yeah, well.
Sound.
What's that?
To lighting. We're going from sound to lighting.
Yep.
Well,
Sound
we
and
were
lighting.
going to talk about sound, but we just morphed.
Yeah. But we're going into lighting, and I wanted to talk specifically about Alien because Alien's one of my favorite films.
So do you want to play this trailer?
Yeah, sure.
And then we'll talk about
Let's make it a little bit quiet on the trailer, just because I'm just going to be talking about it. You can even loop the trailer. I just wanted something in the background. But
hey, you almost knocked that beer down.
I like beer.
Yeah. How dare you like beer?
But Alien is one of the first movies that I can recall. I was even trying to think, maybe Blade Runner is, but that came out later. Alien is one of the first dark movies that uses concentrated light and using a lot of dark scenes and trying to pick up people in dark scenes and using silhouettes consistently. And that's because they had good cameras that can capture that low light without having any type of noise in the background. As you can see, there's no dots, there's no dithering, there's no nothing like that, and that's because it's very clean. And most cameras actually can't do that, and that's because you need a camera that can handle those ISOs,
Right.
which is basically the light coming in and replacing that light with darkness. So how does a camera do this? It's the intake of light, and that is why it is very important why we have our newest camera, which is the S1H. And our S1H, which we're going to show in just a minute on B&H, which is a website we use all the time. We love that website. If you ever need to use that website, it has basically everything on it. It is a phenomenal camera.
Well, let me say for B&H too, more than just, they got a good website.
And great
for purchasing thing.
The customer service.
Their customer service is excellent.
It's not even just excellent. It's off the chart.
It blows me away. If somebody's willing to maybe save a buck, and we're talking a buck, sometimes it's just a buck, or not even, and buy stuff from Amazon. And I have nothing against Amazon. Amazon's great. I mean, sometimes it's like, oh, if I hit $45 or whatever, I can get all these things and I don't pay freight. And then they have certain things I can't get other places. Hey, Amazon's a gigantic company for all the good stuff. But you're buying technical equipment that costs thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars.
Absolutely,
Our mics cost, $1,200 or $1,500. They have different departments. They all know what they're talking about. You say, like we were shaking our heads. We bought this matte box. And this is one for one of our cameras. And it's big, nice matte box, and that way we can go out in the sun. And the large prime lenses that we use, the cinema lenses that we use, you just don't screw on some kind of filter. You have to have a matte box.
It's impossible.
Right, there's nothing to screw on. So you have to have a matte box, and you have to have it. We didn't have it fit, and the customer service person there, she wrote me back and forth. I got her on the phone. We were all trying to fit things. They brought something in from their
warehouse. It was a couple of days, wasn't it?
Yeah, they brought something in from their warehouse. They tested themselves to make sure it would fit in the matte box that we had.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're in New York, and I obviously can't go to New York. And
I thought they were in New Jersey.
Well, they got a warehouse in New Jersey.
Ah, okay.
But they also got a warehouse in New York, I guess. But their store is in New York.
Yeah, their major store is actually in the New York
in Manhattan.
In Manhattan, yeah.
In Manhattan. But they go out of their way to get answers for you. And they've got really good videos, and they got people who are into it, and everybody that works there does something with cameras and does something with this, and a lot of them do a lot with them. So their knowledge level is up. You talk to the audio guy, and he knows the mics, and he knows this, and I talk about that, and they talk about this. And
I would say literally the only downside about them is that they're closed Saturdays, and that's just because they're Jewish.
Right.
They're Jewish.
Orthodox.
Orthodox Jewish.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. And of course, I'm all for that. So there's nothing wrong with closing Saturdays. As a matter of fact, I would love if stores would just close Sundays and give everybody a freaking break sometimes,
Oh, yeah.
and then work them during the week or something. I don't know. But that's my own opinion about that. Yeah. But it's nice the way they operate. It's nice the service, their customer service is just excellent. So anyway, we're on their website, using their website. So it's nice to give them a little.
That's the camera that you're seeing me with currently.
Hand slap.
And what we're using is the previous version on Dad, which is Stu, Dad. He's my dad. The GH5. But right now, this camera that you're looking at me with is the S1H. And the S1H, why it's so important, why we were talking about low light, and why Ridley Scott is so important, is because without him, these features would probably not be inspired. And that is a dual ISO. And what a dual ISO is having two separate ISOs inside your camera that can regulate two light frames, so that if you have a dark frame or a light frame, it can retract both of them, and so that way it will be a perfectly balanced image. If you have too much overblooming and darkness in the same image, it'll be balanced. Like most of the time, if you try to take a photo outside of a window, it'll be overbloomed. Unless you have HDR, sometimes the color looks decent, but it's still pretty bright.
Right.
And then with dual ISO, it makes it look like you're just looking out the window with your eyes. It looks exactly the same as how your eyes operate. And also, we even have a shot outside with YouTube of us going downtown.
Right. Do you want to capture that first before we go to the lenses? Tay, can you do
that? We have a video of us that we capture with some B-roll. We have our watermark image because it's actually sellable B-roll because we roll on our website through a package, and
Yeah, this is
that is our downtown.
What you're looking at is downtown Flagstaff, and what's funny
Go ahead and play that.
is that it says Hotel Monte Vista, but you can see exactly as it is the Hotel Monte Vista,
Correct.
and how it looks with the lights, because
You can even see the lights out
they
of
haven't
dim.
fixed the
Tel T
freaking-
Vista.
Yeah, Tel T
Welcome
Vista.
to the Hoti Vista.
And look at if you look up at the top left where that flag is going back and forth, and it's going in the light and going back and forth in the light. How we're picking
That is
up
almost pitch black.
It is dark out there. Okay.
This is Flagstaff, Arizona. We are a low light city. We are not just a low light city, we are an observatory like town. So we don't have light refraction in our town. We use low lights. So our lights in our town are much darker than any city out there.
Yeah, you see there's just little street lamps that are there that are lit.
Yeah.
Basically, they do a little bit of lighting, but what they are is they're just nice looking.
Yeah.
Okay. Less for good light, more for just good looking.
But yeah, you can see the streets just like how you see with your eyes.
Exactly. But which makes
Or dark.
you be able to
lighter.
control the color very well.
Correct.
Because if you don't have it, another thing you'll notice is that the total lack of grain. Grain, for people who don't do much camera work and you're just listening to this just for fun, the grain is what's going to be caught
Over YouTube or Twitch,
when you don't
might
have
see some
enough
grain
light.
over live, but this will be posted after the fact, and you'll see the non-grain. But during live, you might see some grain.
But that has nothing to do with our shot.
No, our shot, if you actually go to our YouTube channel or our
No
B-roll,
grain.
there's no grain.
It looks clear as a
It's
bell.
very clear.
Well, it's clearer, much clearer than this. But this is good as it's going to get on YouTube.
Live.
But it's amazing. So this is a moving shot that you're watching, and Tay is doing something. I don't know what
She's showing our channel and how to look us up. It's just Bic Raven on YouTube, and you can subscribe to us. Please do. We would love it if you subscribe and hit the bell, so that way you get notifications anytime we post a video. We love you, and thank you very much.
So back to this, then. If you look in the background, to the left, below the flag, there's a building there that's well lit. To the right, of course, there's different stores, and you can see how nicely they're lit. We're not getting any weird colors. That purple that's in the one window, you got that white car, and then if you look above the white car, you see that purple? That is the color of something that's in that store, okay?
Yeah.
And we're capturing that exactly correct. Just like to the far left lower, there's a signpost, and there's a blue, medium blue, P for parking, where you can park.
Yeah.
That comes out beautiful. Same with part of it though, I mean, the camera is the absolute.
The
but
camera
part
is
of it
the
is that
absolute, too.
we use full frame prime lenses.
Yes, full frame is so important. Go ahead and
Okay,
subscribe.
so most of the movies, even Quentin Tarantino is shooting at Super 35.
I'll be right back in just 1 minute.
Okay, every time that you go into full frame, the difference is though you capture the most amount of light that you can. If you go down to Super 35, it becomes, if you look 1.0, letting in the biggest size of width and also giving you the most amount of light. When you go down to the Super 35, you're at 1.5. When you use a Micro Four Thirds camera, you're down to 2.0. So it's like let half of the light you let in, half of the width of the size that you have. And Super 35 is right there in the middle. So we use, if you would flash the prime lenses up on the screen, please. For the shots that we're doing nowadays, we're now using the Zine lenses. They're Korean lenses, and these are their brand new ones called Zine CF. And we're not selling these. We're telling you these are good. You're going to see a lot of Canon lenses, Zeiss lenses, different ones out there. They're good too. Okay, nothing wrong with that. But the Zine lenses for us, they have two different cinematic lenses. They also have a line called Rokinon, which is much less in price, and they aren't cinematic lenses for many reasons. I'm not going to get into the technical thing. But what the Zine lenses do, these brand new ones that they have out, is they're made out of carbon fiber base along with metal, and they're much lighter. They are smaller. We're shooting with them now. Like the camera that's on me is a 24. The camera that's on Spence is a 35. The camera that's on Tay in the sound studio back there, that's a 16. So it's a very wide lens. Both of the lenses that are on us are a 1.5 T-stop, which means we can let in. Ultimately, we don't have it set on that because we're inside on this particular lighting type of thing, and we're shooting with all the different things that are here. We can up our T-stop and get a balance. I think we're shooting at a little over 4, aren't we?
Yeah, correct.
On our
I'm
T-stop.
gonna put these on the table just to.
But you can get way down. So when you take these out on the street at night and you bring it down and you're shooting at 2, you're shooting at 1.8 on a full frame and getting the dual ISO that Panasonic has on their S1H, you can get some amazing shots. Amazing shots.
Absolutely.
We can pull stuff off with our GH5. Go ahead.
So you guys used the Zine lenses when you did the
When he did these shots, correct.
Right?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, we've got, like for our cameras, we've got Panasonic lenses, Lumex type lenses.
That was actually one of the first times we've ever used it. It was actually more of our experimental stage. But
Oh, one of the early ones?
the downtown shots of Flagstaff, yes. I would say it was our only like third time shooting with the Zine lenses.
Oh, okay. That was been a while.
Yeah.
But we're shooting with these all the time for many, many, many reasons. It's a little bit difficult, but they're so nice. And if you see Spence, he's got a couple of those lenses.
This is the Rokinon lens that we have,
Oh, okay.
which is the lower line.
Right.
Can you
And
move it
then-
up a little bit higher?
Yeah, this is the Rokinon lens, which is the lower line of the exact same type of lens.
That allowed us to get a, what is that, a 10?
This is a 16.
No,
Oh,
that's a
sorry,
10.
That's a 10. You're correct. It's
Yeah,
Wait,
it's a
no.
wide-
I think it's 11 actually.
Oh, is that an 11? Okay.
Maybe.
It was one or the other. Like we were looking at the 11, but we've discovered that the 10 was better, or vice versa. So we ended up getting it.
Yes, it's a 10 actually.
It's a 10. Yeah, the 10 was a better lens. It just comes off better from Rokinon. And for the price, it's not bad for a wide lens. What we do with those lenses too is if we put them on a Micro Four Thirds camera like a GH5 instead of putting it on a full frame camera, then we'll use a Metabones adapter, and we use their wider. They have 2 versions. They're a little bit wider Metabones adapter to give us the most light and the most we can get out of it, so we can get the most out of a lens. So I'm being shot right now with a 24 Zine CF and the GH5.
Carbon fiber, meaning CF.
Yes, exactly. That one gives a tremendous look, and we're able to really capture what we want. We make sure we match our color that we're doing and how we're shooting it. We match everything with our bit rate, et cetera, on the cameras, and
Correct.
we get a heck of a shot. And once you match it up and really start measuring it, you start to see the difference. But going back to Ridley was the whole point of this thing, is that him shooting with, and they're shooting with some Aria cameras and some really sweet cameras. I don't know if they're using Reds. Well, back then
they didn't have Reds.
They didn't exist. But I don't know what they're shooting with today. Something good, I'm sure. But with the cameras that we shoot, the Panasonic cameras, which have really nice cameras.
Real quick,
Go ahead.
when you said back then they didn't have Reds, what do you mean by that?
That
They
it
didn't
was
exist.
a company that did not exist then.
It didn't
Red was developed during the stages of the Blue Avatar people, not Avatar: The Last Airbender. Avatar by James Cameron, and was a huge thing for that because he used 2 Reds cameras basically attached together to make 3D.
And Reds have great cameras. We don't want to buy them.
We don't want to buy them because I don't like how their features for the low end stuff. If we wanted to really get the high end stuff, we're more.
It's not worth it.
Fan.
Yeah,
And
and the thing about it is that when you get into, like, some people shoot with Canons,
yeah,
or different types of things, because it's like anything. You learn to use the tool that you have, and you get deep, and then the manufacturer that has those tools, you get used to them.
that's why most photographers use Canons.
A lot of people use Sony too, for the same reason.
Oh yeah, a lot of YouTubers use Sony Mark 4, 5 now, I think.
Well, they'll use some of those news gathering cameras, or they'll use like the AS7 versions, the new versions, and they're good cameras. There's nothing wrong with those, but you get into getting used to the menus, the way they operate, all that stuff, and we really love our cameras and how we do it, because here's an example. When you're out shooting and you're doing this, okay? Let's say I was out on a low light situation, okay? And we had to have this set up. And Spencer and I were like really on exactly what the other person's thinking all the time. I'm grabbing the lens. He's saying it's like this. I say, well, let's grab this.
Yeah.
I'll do this. We're all getting involved in it. But like the training thing I was telling you, you need a third person, let's say, shoot something that he doesn't have. wouldn't it be a heck of a lot easier if all the cameras were basically close to the same and the lenses operated the same way and they felt the same way and the T-stops kind of dropped in the same way so you got the same light? So we, as many people do that get into this business, stay with it. Like our lighting company is basically, we're buying lights from all the same company because they work off an app if you want to use them that way. And they all can turn off and shut and shut down and change its Kelvin rating if they change Kelvin ratings, we can do all that.
Yeah.
All of them together in one big group.
Yeah. It's a false swoop.
Right. So it's a big advantage. The same reason we use sound devices for our audio recording.
We do also have Zoom, which is very close. It's almost like
we use that for the.
I would almost say they're
a
mock
studio
company of them, but they're very close to the same thing.
Right, but they're missing different ingredients.
Of course.
But when we go out in the field, it's all sound devices.
Sound devices is a little bit higher end than Zoom.
A bit.
But
you can get a lot more higher.
Oh, incredibly high. I would say the levels that sound devices has in their products is extreme, but that's a different level that we aren't at yet.
I'm addicted to these things.
And that's the same thing with getting a red camera. We wouldn't get a red camera if why wouldn't we just get a Varicam?
Right.
Which is the upper line of the Panasonic.
Yeah, they have their regular Varicam, and then they have lighter ones. It's called Light, and they're all very good. Right, they're all excellent cameras. But we've learned to use these, and who knows. But what we can do with them, and it's nice to talk about this kind of equipment that we have, and what we can and do with these cameras is that we can take these out and get cinematic, professional shots that if you're looking at Hollywood cameras and you're looking at these cameras, it's so close it's really hard to tell. It's really about the lenses, and we got excellent lenses.
Oh yeah, the lenses is really what matter. They're way more expensive usually. I mean, a camera body is nothing compared to a lens.
Right, because you can spend a lot of money on a lens. Sometimes
one
ridiculous.
lens is going to be as much as usually the camera body, and usually you need a huge assortment of lens.
Well, let's move on. Unless you have anything else to say about this subject.
I just wanted to say that the carbon fibers are just have amazing color. They have the fact that they glow in the dark also is awesome for night because you can actually see the numbers instead of being completely blinded by it. And they're just super lightweight compared to their other variant, the carbon fiber version, I mean, because they have normal Xene lenses that
it's also the size, too. The regular Xene lenses are just bigger to handle.
Yeah.
And if you ever get into using cameras like this, or really any cameras, you got to put a support under some of the lenses that you have. With these, the mount can hold it without the support.
Yeah.
Because we got all EFs. Hang on a second, Tate. We got all EFs, which is a Canon mount, and then we have a Sigma adapter that we put into it, and it allows us to put all these lenses on without it possibly damaging.
That's why we
camera.
use the Metabone Sigma adapter.
Right. It would be just too. It would be too much weight when you get into some of these other lenses. The carbon fiber, of course, they're lighter because it's carbon fiber. Why do you think they make them? Bicycles. They put some carbon fiber in.
Oh yeah.
Other things. Oh, is that all you needed? Okay. Yeah, just say that then. I thought you wanted to just talk about something. Yeah, if it's a technical issue with us, because we're goofy over here. We're drinking beer, eating pretzels, going back and forth, not paying attention. So anyway, let's get to the next subject.
Okay.
And that is the video business card. Yes, the Bic Raven video business card. How's that sound? How did that sound? Was that impressive?
The Bic Raven video business card.
Business card. Sundays.
You have like the more deep, not rasp, while I have like the kind of mid-range, but with rasp. Yeah. Mine's more the monster truck rally, while yours is the WWE.
Business card. Okay, so what is a video business card? We're going to show you one. Oh, I like that picture of the horse. Show that picture of the horse. Spencer did that photograph.
Yes, I did.
Hold on one second.
That's actually right near us.
So you guys, on our website, when you click the video production, you'll see.
Oh, it pops right up. Yeah.
Any of our pages on our video production site will
pop up their video business card. So we have two things of the video business card on our site. One is an explanation about what a video business card is, and the second one is our video business card. But what the question is, what is a video business card?
Yes.
If you wouldn't mind playing the 1 minute one for our audience that is watching this, that would be fantastic.
Let me go ahead and adjust the volume for you guys here.
Okay.
Play it actually a decent volume. We'll let it play.
Yeah, and I'll we'll try to shut up. You might hear some pretzels crunching.
You can just mute us. Just mute us. Let it play.
The video business card is the key element to promote why your business is the one the customer would choose to do business with. This is where you express your passion for your business. You give reasons why you do what you do, and your company does what it does beyond the financial goals. Customers want more than a basic price product reason to do business with you. Having a video that a customer can see why your business stands out and your interest in serving the better good goes a long way in developing customer confidence in their decision to buy from you while creating customer loyalty. These videos can be stitched together in many different ways, showing one voice, many company employees' voices, adding B-roll visually showing what is being discussed, or many other creative mixes to get the message across. The video business card should not be long, but instead be appealing to watch, succinct, and potentially enjoyed during repeated viewings. When you were warp stabilizing?
Yeah, I could just.
Are we
tell.
back on the mic? On the financial goals.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
All right. Hi. I just noticed I was warp stabilizing, which means
Okay.
stabilizing
So let me tell you you got a little taste there of what was said about the video business card. The whole idea is that what happens is people will take, let's say you're a restaurant, they'll show their food, okay? Which is great. People want to know what they have to eat. They want to make sure price or whatever they feel is a reasonable price.
Yeah.
But then they want to spend the money.
Yeah.
And the food's got to be decent and all that.
Yeah.
That's an expectation, okay? But the reason they come back and back isn't because of that. Nobody's going to buy videos from Bic Raven and get production work just from Bic Raven because it looks like we have really high quality equipment and we can do a decent job. There's more to it than that. What it is, it's the people, because they got to deal with us. You got to deal with the people there behind the counter. You got to deal with the personalities. And why? If you go, I'll give you an example, okay? If you go to a deli, and a deli is a perfect example, especially if you come from the East Coast, in the Northeast, like I do. You go into a deli, and you got one deli where the guy kind of ignores you, doesn't really say much, has good sandwiches, decent prices, food's fresh, it's decent. You like going in there, you like eating there, but you're not excited about going in there. Then you got the other guy. He comes in there, basically same prices, good food like him, everything else, but he's like really friendly, and he knows your name. And he's nice to deal with, and he's got a personality, and he's got passion behind his business. And there's a reason he's there, and he likes to talk about it. Oh, I just got this in, or I just got that in. I made this different than I made it before. You got to try the soup. Something, you know? You're excited about going there. You like dealing with the person. It's the passion, it's the personality. So what we tell people is that what you need on your website is you need a video business card. You need to tell them who you are, not just pictures of your food. No one cares, okay? They don't.
Not at all.
They don't.
Not at
I mean,
all.
it's pretty, and it sure as hell is better than having no pictures at all.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just words. So it says, well, what else can we do? Well, I guess I can put pictures on there. Well, okay, but you need something that actually sells your business. And what sells your business is you, because they want to buy from you, because people still buy from people. That's the way it is. I don't care how many websites you have and what kind of electronics, you buy from them, okay?
I mean, most people don't see anyone.
There's people that will go see what Dallas Mavericks play basketball because they like Mark Cuban.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
They
People
like
love
Mark
him.
Cuban. They like that he owns the team. They like that he's there and he's behind the team. They like seeing him there, and they'll go to the game because they like Mark Cuban and they like
That's why
basketball
he sells
too.
himself all the time with Shark Tank and everything like that.
Yeah, people like the person. So the idea of the video business card is that we can script it, you can script it, whatever it is, but you can take that script and then show who you are and why you like your business and why you're excited about it and you're smiling and you're happy and you're showing these different things, and then the person knows you. So they watch the video and they say, oh, what's this website for this restaurant I want to go to? Let's take a look at it. So they look at it and they watch and say, oh, they got a video about them. So you watch and say, wow, they seem pretty cool. Let's go. You know, and then they go there and then you continue the marketing of yourself and your people that work there and your attitude. And it makes it a wonderful experience. And that's what people want. If you go to a car dealership, wouldn't it be nice to know that if you had a video and you watch, and those are the guy, that's the sales manager, and he says to you, look, I'm telling you, we don't pressure you to do things. We have one price. This is how you do it. Here's our couple of salespeople. You can deal with whoever you want, or you can call and make an appointment first and come on in. Then you go in. There's that person. He's exactly like he was on the video.
Yeah.
And then the other people. You just you know the people already. You've already seen them. You've gotten past, as we used to say in sales training, you've gotten past the first 5 calls. Okay.
It's breaking the ice, basically.
Right. You're breaking the ice, but a lot of times it takes that amount of time for people to know you. They can get to know you through your video by just making a good.
It's such an important step.
Well scripted video.
It's an easy sell at that point, because if you are likable and you know you're likable, then why wouldn't you sell yourself?
Right. So, but each video would be different, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to have a video business card for an assisted living center. It's not going to be like that, like you would have for a restaurant, like you would have for, like we have.
They're all different.
Whitney has we did her website for.
Which is the
massage.
example that we had inside of our video business card.
Right. So we did hers, so it had to have a different feel. It had to have a different thought than our video business card. So would you mind showing Whitney's video business card? The hands-on, and then show our, or do you want to show ours first? I don't care. Whatever you want to do, Tay. Whatever you can find first.
We already showed ours.
I know why ours is, well, that's the promotion.
No, that's the promotion. I'm talking about the one that you.
Oh.
So this is our video business card. And this changes. So we'll have another one and another one and another one, because we like to do different things. But this is the one that we have up right now on the system.
Let's see.
So Tay just has to find it.
Yeah, I just gotta find it on our website.
Where is the card?
There it is. I found it. All right. Here we are. I'm gonna turn you guys off for a second so they can just get the full experience.
The thing I enjoy the most about this business is the fact that I have a big creative outlet. I can be able to do many different jobs. I can be a director. I can work on cinematography, do editing, actually work on graphic design. I love doing all this type of art. I never really got to do this as a kid the same way as I wish I could have.
The reason I'm in this business and we enjoy our business at Bic Raven is really, this is what we like to do. We love to shoot film. We love the audio business. We love making music tracks. We love taking the whole thing and combining it into a piece. So if we can take our knowledge, our equipment, and our technique and put it out there and work with customers and collaborate with the ideas that they have to then turn that into a marketing tool, whether it's for the web or different avenues that they want to market their products, it's a super win for us just to be able to do it because we like this business so much.
We are efficient. We actually care what people say. We actually want to bring their ideas to the table and put it forth and actually use their ideas and not just push our ideas and think, hey, this is the correct way of doing things. That's why we have the video business card, to be able to use your ideas, to be able to present your product in the way you want, because it's all about the customer.
We just finished a job where we worked with a customer who did not want to get on camera and did not want to use their voice. We put together voiceovers, different types of shots, a lot of working shots where they were actually doing the work that they wanted to show that they did. And we put together a great set of videos that now is on the web, along with some photography. We worked it out that way. And there are going to be times where people are very good in front of cameras. They want to sit down and they want to write their own scripts or collaborate on scripts. And we can do that too.
I want to be able to go to people and ask them about their creative ideas on a commercial setting and be able to basically push out their ideas. Because I think what my job really is to be able to ask them, hey, what is your ideas? And then expand that out and be able to push it even farther than they ever thought they could, because a lot of people just keep a lot of their ideas in their mind. They don't know how to express their ideas. So I think us as Bic Raven are a creative outlet.
For us to be able to do this type of work, which is film type work, but in a commercial setting, and it's very practical and very useful, and the customer can get immediate use out of it and gain out of it, is incredibly rewarding for our company. A marketing tool, whether it's for audio.
There we go.
All right.
Are we back on?
Real quick, you guys. For everyone who was watching, you might have saw some double logos and a bit of a cutoff at the top of the heads. That's just because of our streaming services. I usually cut the browser off, so the video doesn't naturally look like that on the YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I wanted to point that out.
Yeah. We didn't see that either. One thing I wanted to show was, if we can, is to show what we did with Whitney's video business card. So this video business card is for a massage business that people in this business that come in, and it's in a center that is it's a healing center in downtown Flagstaff. Very nice building. Very kind of a lot of crystals, that type of stuff. So we shot the feel and we did the voiceovers, but we did a feel that she wanted, okay? And that's the feel that she wanted with the shots and everything else. We could make something clinical, we could make it whatever that we wanted, but we wanted to make it, and this is called hands-on, the business.
Make that full screen.
Yeah, could you make that full screen, please?
You want me to show the website too?
That's no.
No, I want you to show the full screen.
Oh, just the, okay, gotcha.
So,
Yep, Mike's
okay.
on.
So you're going to see different.
We'll just talk about this one
Why did it stop?
because she didn't play it.
Oh, I thought you were playing it. Go ahead, play it. Start playing it so we can
My
talk
name
about
is
it.
Whitney Wallace Shahan, the
So
owner of Hands-On
what she
Integrative
wanted
Bodywork.
was she
Our
wanted to get some.
company was
Notice that
started in
outside shot of the building with a
2011
number.
a core philosophy
Why did
of
we shoot
creating
that?
an
Was it
environment
necessary? Yeah, because she
people to
wanted
receive
the
the most
number of the
benefit
building
they
so
can
people
from our
knew
therapy.
if they're going to Google it or whatever, they
Hands-On's
could find the
schooled
building in
and
downtown
licensed
Flagstaff.
therapists are
Yeah,
passionate about
it's an
massage.
unusual building. It's
We
cool,
believe much
but
of the physical
but
and
it's
emotional pain
but it's a
people live with
she has a
can be
different
worked on,
business
and
and
those
it's
receiving a
and the way she
treatment
runs it and her
can feel
clientele
relief.
loves
Pain is not normal,
loves the
and it
way
does
they
not
have
to be
their
something one
energy
has to live
work and
with.
all the
In
things
our
they
society,
incorporate
we
within
get
it. Notice
used to
there's some
living with
cupping there
afflicted
that we
areas
show
or stress and do
getting
not
done.
notice it is even
And
in
that's
our
what cupping
body.
looks like when you take off the
Sometimes,
cups.
like at the present time.
But it really works
Personal
good
pressure that
and
exists. We
high
offer
quality.
a
Really,
calm
these
place
are all
people can
super
come
trained
and
relax.
massage therapists, all certified.
Other times, it
No
means
playing
doing
around.
deeper tissue
These people
work
know what
to
the heck they're
help
doing,
someone
whether it's
move beyond
sports
the tension their
or whatever it
bodies
is. They can do
Many
all
of our
kinds of work
clients
for
have
you.
been seeing
But she
me
wanted
or
to
the
show the
therapists I
relaxed
work with
feel of
for
the
years.
place.
We have
Inside
seen
shots of the
positive
waiting. There's
changes
a couple
in
of
their
waiting
bodies
rooms and
gains
inside
in
shots of that.
energy that
Doing little
most
hot
of them were not
stones there.
anticipating.
So
We
this,
believe
we're
in
showing a
meeting any
variety of things. So
individual where they are at
this
in
this
their
gives you an
healing
idea of
process.
not what you would
Seeing
do
that
in your
person
business
feel relief for the
specifically, but
first time in a
generally
long
that you
time,
show
and
different
seeing that their
aspects of
body
your
can
business.
feel
You show some
differently
parts of the
is what
building. You
drives
show some
my
things that are
passion and
attractive.
moves me
You
to
show
keep
things
doing
that
what I do.
have things to do with you, and then the voiceovers, whether you're saying them or we're doing voiceovers for you, or they're saying them right on camera and speaking them, you're saying it from the heart, because the whole reason you're in business is because you have passion for that business.
Yeah.
You want to be in that business. But you got to tell the customer that. The customer doesn't know that.
Oh, absolutely.
The customer is it gives you an opportunity to lay it out there like, man, I spent the last 30 years and I was working in a slave labor. And now I finally have my own business and I'm loving it and I'm doing all these things. And the customers love that stuff. They want to buy from you if you've busted your butt all your life and you finally hit a point where you can have your
Well,
own
trust
business
you more.
or whatever your story is.
Yeah.
They want to know the story because
Yeah.
they buy
People
from
like backgrounds.
Right, they buy from the person. So these videos that we do for people is all about that. And this we're showing this one. We got a few that we can show you because the people don't mind us showing them. We're not going to just throw out everybody's video out there on the web
No.
and let people see it because it's their own deal. But these are on the website anyway. And these are on this is on hands-on
Yeah.
on the website. So let me look to see what's next. And I guess unless you have anything else to say about video business
No,
card, that we're
I
going
think we pretty much covered everything.
we're going to talk about our newest show. Now, we still have the Bic Raven show, and Bic Raven show has been on a hiatus for a few months now.
Because Austin we've been said to me, lower the audio of the videos. It's way too distracting hearing your dad talk over the narration.
Oh.
All right.
Okay, so we need to do that.
Yep.
Okay, well, that's good. Thank you, Austin.
Thank you for the feedback.
Yeah, for the feedback, because we need that, because a lot of times I can't.
This is our first podcast that we're having with this type of setup, so it's very.
Yeah,
we actually can't hear the monitoring that you guys hear.
Yeah, and we chose not to wear headphones on this particular one.
It's just a pain in the butt.
Right, so we decided not to stream out. We generally on our other stuff we all had headphones, but we decided not to go with the headphones. So anything like that is always helpful for us, and we appreciate it.
Did you guys want to talk about this one, or did you want to just move into the show?
No, well, I want to talk about in general. No,
Yeah,
oh, you
okay.
mean this one? No, we don't need to.
No, let's not talk about
That was enough.
That's good.
Okay.
That was enough. No, we're past that. So anyway, we have a show, Bic Raven Show, which is a comedy with all kinds of funny characters and music videos and made up commercials, and everything's fake. Even the commercials are all fake, and they're fun. It's all written, it's all scripted. Your Neck of the Woods is our newest show that we have, and we're not stopping the Bic Raven show. We're still doing that. But Your Neck of the Woods is something we decided we wanted to do, that we would go to different towns in Arizona, maybe even outside of Arizona, but right now it's Arizona, and find interesting things about those towns and film them. We have a pilot starter, okay? It's just a pilot starter that we did on
the national park.
Right, the national park at Sunset Crater in Wapaki.
Yeah.
Which is right up here in Flagstaff. So we did one. It's a full show on
So it's not
those
always
things.
going to be towns. It's not necessarily. We might just do national parks. It's just big places that are specific.
But what we want to try to do is show off, like we're working on Prescott right now.
Yeah.
And for the Your Neck of the Woods.
Yeah.
And we'll show a few businesses, and we'll show the passion. We are not critiquing. So in other words, if somebody wants to come and see some information about a restaurant that we just showed, we're going to show things about the restaurant, but we're not going to say if it's good or bad, nor do we care, because that's just our opinion. Who cares?
Yeah,
okay?
It's not about our opinion.
No,
it's about
no.
the interest of the town.
It's the interest of the town, of the place. So in other words, we
Yeah.
show a restaurant, we're going to show all the positive aspects.
Yeah.
The great food they have.
Yeah.
Their people, how cool it is, whatever it is.
That way, if
right?
you wanted to go there, then you'll be more inclined to want to do different things, or you have an idea of what you want to do.
Well, our plan is we did shots of the zoo that's in Prescott.
Oh, yeah.
They do have a small
I didn't even know
zoo
there
called-
was a zoo in Prescott.
the Heritage Zoo is in
Yeah.
Prescott, and it's out by Willow Creek or Willow Lake.
Willow Creek Lake, I think.
Yeah. So, right. And it's cool. A lot of birds, a lot of cats, and some other animals. And it's really nice, and I like the environment. I like the way it's laid out. But we're going to show the positive aspects of whether it's a business, and we've got several businesses in mind that we're going to put this together. We have to narrow things down about which ones we want to include in this Prescott show, but we're putting that together right now. So we have that, and we'll be showing that one too. And we've got some other ones. We've got shots in Flagstaff. Obviously want to do it. I kind of want to wait. There's certain things I want to get done. So I really don't want to show that until the weather gets a little bit better here in different areas, because there's certain things, like I said, I do want to show. But we're going to be moving around out. The Phoenix metropolitan area has a whole lot of towns. It might be a big city. It might be a bigger area like Phoenix or Tucson. But it might be a small town like Wickenburg. Or even Ash Fork, which I always make fun of all the time. But Ash Fork, even Ash Fork has different things that could be interesting, because people want to know what the heck's in Ash Fork and what's going around.
Ash Fork?
What's the history, right?
Yeah,
what's the history? So this will give you. We're going to play, and then I'm gonna send it through an idea. This is our pilot, okay?
Yeah.
Of what we did. We basically had to put this together, and we formulated our ideas while we were making this first episode with the Sunset Crater, so we could formulate, how do we really want to do this?
This episode basically formulated the show for us.
Yeah, right, exactly. Of how we wanted to do graphics for just a lot of little stuff that people don't think about when they watch a show in the beginning, but they don't realize, like the beginning graphic like this takes days and days and days to decide what you're going to do, put it all together, change it, do all the artwork for it. There's a heck of a lot to it.
Yeah.
To get all those things, but once you nail it down and write all the music for it, because we have a lot of different kinds of music and it's all original music that we have in it, and settle on, okay, that's our theme for it, that's our this for it, that's our that for it. So that's what we did with this first one, and then once we felt we get past this, then we're going to start getting into the real thematic theme, which will be taking a town, breaking it down, finding some really cool parts of it that would get people interested in wanting to go and visit that town or know more about it, and then giving them some history and some information on it so they know a little bit more about the town than just going to it and having a beer at a restaurant. Because
that's true. A lot of people only think about
has
that.
some great towns.
Oh yeah,
lots of small ones, big ones, a lot of real interesting
but
things.
People only really think of
Phoenix
area, Tucson, Flagstaff.
Yeah, it's like what's funny about that. Before we get into this, is that when you start thinking about it, there's I think his name is James Terrell.
Yeah,
he's an artist in Flagstaff. He's a light artist. I'm sure he does a lot of other things, but he's specialty lights where he does these rooms, huge projects, big art projects, $1 million plus type projects. Okay,
never heard of him.
He owns a piece of land. It's kind of westish of the falls.
Oh, okay.
What are Grand Falls?
Grand Falls, yeah.
Grand Falls, which is off the Little Colorado River out in the res.
Yeah.
And
amazing to see.
It's called Rodin Crater. And he's been working on this Rodin Crater project since the 70s.
Really?
To light this whole thing into this spectacular thing, I guess. I don't know what exactly he's doing and what the result is going to be, but I want to find out. He'd be the kind of cat that if we could get it together and he'd have time to shoot and we can put, our times together.
That'd be perfect.
He'd be a good one to do.
Yeah.
People who make art, people who make instruments.
Creative people.
Yeah, people who make, that you might not know that make that would be interesting to know about, and some other things that you know about the area, not things that you would already are familiar with, and take each area and kind of break it down to what's cool. Like, did you know that, and I didn't know, and then hopefully we'll be able to lock our times together because we have to get our Prescott thing done. But there's a manufacturer of trash cans. Doesn't sound exciting, but they make these 90-gallon trash cans, kind of like what you put to your curb for the garbage man to come. But these are bear-proof. They're grizzly bear-proof. And if you go on their website, they got grizzly bears jumping up and down on these trash cans.
Oh, wow.
They're cool as hell.
That is cool.
So I thought, I was just talking to Spencer about it. I thought, we gotta step back a second and look at these other things we could shoot too before we finalize our list that we want. Because I think a company like that's a full manufacturer of making products in a town like Prescott, and they make these things and they ship them out all over the place, and really nobody's got a product like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. I'd like to see their manufacturing process. So it's stuff like that. Would I love to get into Ruger? Probably, but they're really.
That sounds like they have such secrecy.
Yeah,
and
there's safety issues and all kinds of stuff. So there's other things, and people know about them anyway. But to break through other things, to get to know an artist who's really good in Prescott that you might not know, or an artist guild.
Yeah.
And some of the people and what
that's
they're
why
doing.
your neck of the woods is great, because we have an opportunity to give that into the light.
Right. With some of these people that you might not know and say, wow, I got to go over to that gallery. It sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Or I got to go to this performance hall or whatever. It's really neat. So our plan is with our show is to offer opportunities for people to get a little bit more depth of each one of these communities. So it says, you know what, while we're traveling through here, or why don't we make it a stop to go over to, why do I always forget the name of, it's not Cottonwood, it's not Sedona.
Clarkdale?
It's Cornville, but it's not. It starts with a P. Doesn't it? Where the wineries are. What's that?
Oh, Page Springs.
Page Springs. Thank you very much. I know it starts with a P. Page Springs. Right. So you got Page Springs, which has these wineries, and there's a few other wineries in that area.
I forgot about the wineries.
Prescott. Did you know that Prescott has 2 wineries? One's like more in the Chino Valley.
I didn't know I had 2. I knew I had 1 at least.
That's 2, and they're real decent wineries. One of them's got like music every Saturday.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, the Prescott area. And that's cool.
Yeah,
and some people don't know it. Some people
there's actually a lot of cool stuff in Prescott.
There's a lot of cool stuff, a lot of hiking trails, a lot of stuff. So it's all that stuff that you throw out there, and we'll throw out there in small ways. We'll throw out there, we'll actually go on site. But one thing we're going to do with these shows, and like what we do here, we're not going to be the guy driving through we're cinematographers.
Oh,
okay?
yeah.
We're going out. We're getting on. We're dirt. We're getting on the dirt with our feet, and we're walking, and we're showing you the places live. We're
So many
talk,
lazy people
We're
that
going to
shoot
talk
right out of
to.
their
We're
car.
going to talk to people. We couldn't really talk to people on this one because of the COVID thing, and because we were on national park property.
Yes.
So we had to stay with just me talking, showing stuff. But the general rule and how we're going to show stuff is we'll have some of that, but a lot of it will be interviewing different people who have maybe a stake in it. They're a manager of a park. They're a whatever of whatever. They're the artists. They're the this. They're the that. So you could get to know them as a person. So when you go in there, heck, you've already seen them. You've already met them. You've met them on the screen. So that's kind of cool too.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Because and I've always felt this way about it because the way we can do things now, that you can take. Like, you look at these stars, like if you see somebody that's a movie star, okay?
Yeah.
Ashton Kutcher, because he was in that.
Kutcher.
Kutcher?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, Kutcher.
And what's his wife's name?
Mila Kunis.
Kunis. So Kutcher and Kunis.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, those two, okay, when you see them, if you went to a restaurant, you saw the two of them sitting there at a table, right?
Yeah.
You go, oh my God, that's a star, right?
Oh,
well, I don't know if you go crazy or anything, but the reality is you recognize them.
Yeah.
You've seen them in a lot of not in normal context. It's always been in like a television, lifted context.
Yeah, movie shows. Yeah.
But isn't it cool to be able to see? And that's my feeling. All these people. Somebody even makes trash cans. Okay?
Yeah.
That's the trash can guy that the grizzly bears can't get in. Kind of cool.
Well, that's why.
And then you can go if you ever stop by there or you see him at a lunch counter or something like that. You'll know. Oh, that's that guy. Or you see an artist there. You go in. You already you've heard her talk. You heard how she is or he.
Yeah.
And then you got a relationship with them in some way. Because your relationship with the 2Ks, right?
Yeah.
Is you watching a big movie or some type of television show, right? It's a much more you're down here and they're up there. Where watching them on a video on a YouTube, you just get to know them.
Yeah, that's true.
And just like the video business card, that's what we hope to accomplish with this. So, Tay, with that, would you run? I don't know who she is, but if you would run the show, that would be great. Can I talk over this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just lower the volume.
I'm not going to do it in the beginning. Tell me when it's planned.
There's the star. There's the cinematographer.
There's the lake. There's some more water.
That's a beautiful shot of Prescott, too.
Yeah, nice still shot.
And that's in Wisconsin right there.
All right.
Sunset
that's our
Crater
little
is just
intro,
north of Flagstaff.
and this is the whole
Sign
intro of the
road
show,
is on top of the
what
ridge
we're doing for
as you
this
travel
moment.
north on Highway 89.
And what we'll try to do,
make a right, and the park entrance is just a few miles in. This road will take you through the Sunset Crater area
You're talking.
and down to the Wapaki National Monument. The road is a half-circle shape that finishes 20 miles north of 89A. Now a little history. Sunset Crater is the youngest of a string of volcanoes in the San Francisco volcanic field, which erupted around 1064 AD. What is left is a large 1,100-foot cone, multiple lava fields, and now years later, regrowth of some vegetation and trees, but still leaving a lava flow area looking as fresh as the time when they cooled after the eruption. In 1928, a Hollywood film company planned to detonate a large portion of the Sunset Crater for the movie Avalanche. A public outcry pushed President Hoover in 1930 to make this area a national monument. The Wapaki National Monument consists of multiple sites of dwellings and pueblos that date back to the 11th century, right after the Sunset Crater volcanic eruption. These sites were permanently abandoned by 1225 AD, but what is left is still remarkable to see. It wasn't until 1966 that Wapaki was registered as a historic place. Now both Sunset Crater and Wapaki are cared for by the National Park Service. I'm at the front entrance of the Sunset Crater
Alright, you can lower that
National Park, and as you can
yeah. So what? And you can just keep rolling it.
You can roll, just
keep going.
mute it.
Yeah. So what you're seeing, then we go through and describe areas. But what's cool about this is, I mean, for us,
rough lava.
the different areas and the different towns, the different things that are in the towns and shops or whatever the heck we decide to put on the screen, is that we're learning while you're learning.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's really cool. So when I'm out there and I'm like walking the trails and I'm talking about, let's say this, we're learning.
Yeah.
We're learning about this and we're learning about that, and I'm showing you the stuff I learned about.
You can see my shadow there.
The acting that we have isn't acting at all. The enthusiasm is based upon the fact that we think it's cool.
Oh, yeah.
If it's not cool, we're probably not going to show it. So I'm doing an overlook there. Spencer did some nice shots, and it was bright. We shot this over 3 or 4 days, and every day was pretty much the same weather. Cooler, maybe a little bit one day or something, but in general, the weather, it was clear and it was sunny.
You're fast.
Oh yeah, I'm Sonic the Hedgehog. Look at me go.
Look at
Look at me
you.
go. Look at me go. Look at me go.
Speedy Gonzalez.
I'm burning it up. And I made it all the way to the other side. It's the fastest record ever.
But anyways,
Yeah.
the whole thing about this is that, yeah, it's a whole learning experience. We do some work beforehand and know about the area, so that way we can't say it. But I know specifically for this, especially that shot and those shots that then we actually didn't do any really that much work beforehand, because we did all the introductory stuff later.
Yeah.
So we were just experiencing like a new
What
person.
happened? Say you're back at the beginning.
When I do the hotkeys, it decides to flip its own area. So let me just.
Okay, you can keep going up a little bit. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Take us in Wapaki.
Yeah, go.
So this is so we put the Sunset Crater and the Wapaki area together because they're right next to each other.
Because if you press 0, you go to the 0 marker on. If you press 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, I get it now.
On a YouTube video, you're going to go to certain placements.
Yeah, you're going to go to time
I don't
spots.
know YouTube very well.
Her video for our monitor, just letting you guys know, if you press 0 on the number pad, it goes to something. You press 1, it goes to something. It goes to 2, it goes to something. Yeah.
Yeah, keep it going, please.
I learn something new every day.
Keep going. So half of this video for our pilot was in Sunset Crater, and the other half is in the Wapaki National Monument, which has all these archaeological spots that they fixed, dug up, and saved. And it's pretty cool.
It's actually pretty surprising how well preserved they are for being how old they are.
Yeah, get back to Wapaki again. I don't know what you're doing, but you're not moving
She
forward.
keeps pressing numbers on the YouTube video. That's
Yeah, you
what
got to
she's doing.
stop that.
She keeps clicking the YouTube video, then
Yeah,
pressing
you're still in
numbers.
Sunset Crater.
What the heck?
You just go to the middle of the video.
Hey, you know what? Yeah, just drag the video. I got a mouse. I could do it. You want me to do it?
No, it's fine.
Okay, because I really don't want to do it. I want you to do it
No, the problem is
because you're in control over
I
there.
got it. I got it. There you go.
Mouse.
There you go.
So anyway, moving forward about 2 minutes, if you could,
Yeah, move forward about 2 minutes.
please.
There we go.
So we're at different spots in the Wapaki and the different buildings, and I'm describing it. And I'm walking around, and Spencer's shooting me, and I'm just talking about it. They have signs and all kinds of stuff that are on the property that describe different pieces of it, and we're giving information that the archaeological people have given us, so we can then spout it and say it. There, I'm running again, man. I'll tell you what, I am so fast.
I know.
I should have been like an Olympic athlete.
It almost seems like speed up footage. I don't think that, though.
I know it does. It does seem like that, but yet it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
I just walk incredibly fast.
Yeah. And high pitchly.
Yeah. I know. Every time I walk fast, it sounds like I have to pee when I start talking.
It's those sun rays. It actually makes it seem more
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Those Zine lenses and the sun rays, actually, they make that look just amazing, and how it covers the entirety of the lens.
Yeah. And we didn't even use any filters out there.
No.
We just use, that's another
straight
example.
shot.
It's not just about low light, it's about handling light.
Yeah.
We were able to shoot in this weird,
was over the shoulder.
super overlighted area so we could get this canyon going up, and to get that shot and to get it lit right and to get it to look right where you still saw good detail, not grainy the whole bit, not overblown. That was that had a lot of help with the technology that we own.
Oh yeah, it's huge.
I find it remarkable you guys didn't have to take like any of the like lighting equipment with you.
No, not at all. We only took
shooting outside.
We took 2 mics. One was attached to the camera. One's attached to him, and
We had some filters and we didn't even use them.
Yeah, we didn't use it at all.
We shot more ENG style on this one.
Very gorilla.
Gorilla. Yeah, we both wore gorilla suits.
We wore gorilla suits.
And then we realized that I wouldn't look good in a gorilla suit doing this, so I had to take it off. So
I never understood guerrilla filmmaking.
Spence wore both of them. He had 4 feet and 4 paw hands. So there I am. I'm looking inside the building.
Saying it's his apartment.
Yeah, that was fun. So can you drag it to like the last minute and a half now, please?
Yep.
Just drag it over there. There we go. What have you seen and what will we learn? Okay.
Yeah, that's what we want.
Leave that. So that's something. I'll leave that on there and just let it roll. Can you have sound?
Yep.
So there's another walkway all the way down to the other ball.
I don't think
court
we're
that's
in what
there.
have we seen and what have we learned.
No,
And they
it's
allow you to
before
go
it.
there.
Yeah, we need to get to
What
that.
have we seen and what have we learned?
Okay, there we go.
Sunset Crater has beautiful and unusual sights that are rare.
So we'll
There
end
are
the
some
shows
fun
generally
hiking
like
trails
this so we
and
can
vista
recap.
views.
Yeah.
Really
The
talk
park is
about
also
things.
well maintained by the
so
National
people can
Park
remember.
Service.
We'll try
That
to
goes for
timestamp
Wapaki
that.
also,
So
with
people
its
can go to
multiple
one point
location
and
sites and
then
dwellings. Both areas
part of
have
the whole
good-looking visitor centers,
making the
restrooms,
pilot.
and informational guides. Also, well-maintained parking lots, walking paths, and terrific educational signs. The views along the way as you are driving through the Sunset Crater
Because we
area
want to make
give
sure
you
we're
multiple
educational
glimpses
throughout
of
the whole
San
thing.
Francisco
Because that's the
The
important
Sunset
part. Is like,
Crater
did you
area,
learn something?
Backdrop
Right,
of the
because it's
Cinder Hills,
right, and we don't want,
painted
like we said, we don't want
in the
to put our
distance.
opinion on it. We
This
might say
mesa
this
we
is
are on
great,
allows
it'll
you
be
to see a
positive
wide
stuff, but we
view
want to make
of
this
painted
positive.
desert.
You know, a lot of people
don't care
aren't
about negativity.
right, right.
We
A lot of
thank
people
you
are
for
dealing with
watching
too much
this
other
video,
stuff,
and we
it's a
look
lot more
forward
fun to just
be neck of the woods.
and they can really.
We already have enough
Oh, watch
dark,
this.
sarcastic humor in our comedy.
Right.
sketch.
So watch this. Stop. Can you stop it a second? Stop. Okay. So if you get a chance when you're watching this, and you can stop this, please read our credits, because as you'll find, we made them all up. And that's what we do, because this is the only opportunity. Now, we'll have fun stuff if we talk to an owner of whatever, the trash can place I was talking about, and we start joking around about something. Well, that's great. But generally, we're showing stuff, and the humor comes when it comes. We're not writing scripted humor. So this is one of the few spots in the whole show we could actually write scripted humor, because this is what we love to do, is humor.
Yeah.
So it gave us a chance to show some humor. And so when you get a chance when you're watching this, slow it down and read the credits that we came up with, and they're pretty cool.
I mean, overall.
Well, keep playing it now, Tay.
Here, you want me to slow it down?
No, I just want you to just play it.
Overall, especially for Dad, humor is the peak when it comes to film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, because I base all my film watching on who I'm going to watch and what film I'm going to watch based upon how funny it's going to be.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I'll watch a bad.
I'm not exactly the same
I'll
way,
watch a
but
bad
I do
comedy
agree
over a
comedy is
drama
pretty-
any day.
Well, the problem is most time nowadays is there's so many meh comedies now.
So as you can see, our last thought is, our disclaimer is for our show is, I never thought any of this was good.
Absolutely.
So
Even though we do think this is
but I wanted to point out this shot here that we did of the moon.
Yeah.
This is on a mesa, and it's in between Sunset Crater and Wapaki as you take this back road that you take from one area to the next. And it's a decent road, but there's a mesa, and it's called that you can go up and you can see the
Desert, Painted Desert?
Yeah, the Painted Desert.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
I think you actually just explained that in the end of the video.
Right, I explained it, but they didn't really get to see it.
Yeah.
I don't know if they heard it or not. But from there, you look over and see the Painted Desert, but we stayed there long enough to get the moon rising.
Yeah, we actually stayed a little while. And
so if you play this out now, watch the moon. Watch the moon. This is one Spencer's favorite thing, so I can show off his, because he does so much graphic editing that's missed.
Oh, you know, it was in the beginning of it.
Oh, it's in the beginning of it?
The beginning of the end credit sequence. That's just me putting the logo over the moon.
Yeah, I just like it. Okay, there's a logo. Look at the logo. Watch
and in the
logo.
background, it fades out and it turns into the moon.
It turns into the moon. See, our logo is spinning.
Because it goes from a dark image behind it and it like zooms out.
Yeah, see, people will miss that though. And not only that, but if you look at our logo is the yin and the yang.
Yeah, which is also
symbol.
Incorporated with the moon.
Right, with the one dark shots or lighter shot.
Yeah, that's also true.
Yeah, right, exactly. So we've got it. There's a lot of little things that you end up doing when amount of work that went into some of that stuff, graphic works and a lot of stuff. But we'll continue that. And of course, as we do these new shows with Your Neck of the Woods, they'll improve. The shots will improve. Our guests will improve. And what our plan is, not only to people to get to know us better, but that we'll be able to take this show,
Yeah.
and we'll go from having 10 shows that people will say, oh, that's interesting, that's this and that, to we'll go to a town and we'll say, yeah, we have these shows. And they say, yeah, I watched that. How do I get on?
Yeah.
And because they're going to want to get on, because who wouldn't want to get on and have the restaurant showed in a fun and positive way for free advertising for them, you know?
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
the way we end up doing it with it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So it's a win-win for everybody, and it gets us out there, name out there, and it gets people to want to use our company for work. So that's pretty much the show today.
Yeah.
And did you finish your beer? So you finished.
I finished my
still got
beer.
A little bit. I was saving it.
Dude, cheers.
Cheers.
I think we only missed one thing.
What did you miss?
We missed the Fast and Furious.
Oh, movies.
Let's end with the Fast and Furious.
All right, we'll end with the Fast and
So
Furious.
let me explain this again then.
All right.
Can we get to the Fast and Furious? Will you be able to find that?
Yeah, she has it up right there.
Okay.
Go.
So, again, Hollywood had a hard time figuring out what they're going to do with their older women actors.
Absolutely.
Okay, and it was ridiculous how they never wrote scripts for them and this and that, and then, that's the whole Hollywood thing. That's changing, but not changing in a big way. Still, the male actors are dominating, especially in the older age
And it's
group,
kind of sad.
right? So basically what happens is that what this thing that you're watching is, this machine, this whole thing they put together, was where they take their older women actors and they tell them, okay, we're going to put you on a new set. You got something to do. We just need to see how you work about this because this is more of an action shot, okay? And so, and let's see how that works out for you and if that's something that you would like to do.
Yeah.
So they send him to this set and they have him get in this car and then it proceeds to, as you're going to watch. Go ahead. See this, and please blow up the screen because we need a good size on this.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is just a 4-second shot in the new Fast and Furious movie that they're showing behind the scenes.
All it really is a 4-second shot, but we're going to show you how it's done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Crank it.
There's a woman in that car right there. And pow!
So what they do, as you can see, is that's why you don't see the older women actors.
Yeah, it's really sad. This is what they do with them. We never understood why.
Somehow, if they pass the test, then you'll get those few out there that will make it. Who were we talking about before?
That's honestly so cool.
It is. Why don't you play it again? Why don't you play it
In the
again?
reality aspects of it, yeah. Without adding the funny part of it, yeah. What was that woman that we were talking about before?
Tony Curtis's daughter.
From Knives Out.
Jamie Lee Curtis?
Yeah,
Jamie Lee
Lee
Curtis.
Yes.
So Jamie didn't.
She's great.
Jamie apparently passed the test. She got in the car. She's
She's tough.
She's tough.
They just only want the toughest around.
That's right.
All right, I'm gonna play it one more time.
Crank
That was
it.
the fast. So all they're showing you really here is Fast and Furious and how they do the shot.
It's actually pretty incredible. All these shots from Fast and Furious.
Look at this. It's like a ride.
Drags it through the building. I don't even understand how the car flips that way. But
Well, they got a lot of cameras on that because they don't want to do that shot too many.
But I mean, in the movie, why
That's-
would that make sense?
That's an expensive shot.
Oh, a very expensive shot. Almost all the shots in Fast and Furious are
And she
expensive.
goes, "Yeah, I made it."
Yay!
How much money have I made? Can I gotta do something else?
Can I just
Jeez.
retire?
Really? Do I really want to keep? And that's the other side of it too for women actors, I'm sure. Do I really want to keep doing
That's
this?
guys and whatever happened is that they're retired. That's what they're doing.
Or maybe they're doing something else that's on the post-production side or the production side.
Like the Honey I Shrunk the Kids guy. Whatever happened to him? He's just retired.
Is that right?
Oh yeah.
I actually know the whole thing of what happened to him, and it's kind of sad. But
Yeah,
we'll
it's
leave it at that.
yeah, I know.
What happened to him?
What did happen?
So, from what I remember, Rick Moranis was, obviously very big at the late 80s, early 90s. I think, if I remember correctly, his wife was, diagnosed with a terminal illness, might have been cancer.
Oh, I
He
see.
stopped acting and stepped out of the Hollywood spotlight to spend more time with his children and et cetera.
Makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Well, he probably has the money.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing.
Oh.
If you can do it.
If you can do it, yeah, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, right.
I'd rather be with my children.
Well,
than
how many
always
times do you
working.
read about somebody's kids that are in Hollywood because they're so busy traveling around the world and doing all these shots, and that the kids are all messed up? you
Oh,
know?
well, yeah. I mean, that happens to musicians. That happens to
They're
anything.
all
Right.
methed up.
Yeah, because people need guidance.
Oh yeah. Look what
That's a
happened.
good thing.
Look what
That's-
happened to Charlie Sheen. And with Charlie Sheen's dad.
What's wrong with Charlie Sheen? He's
Winning. Cocaine.
he's just a knucklehead. I don't know if Martin Sheen. If I think about it, Martin Sheen seems to be, I mean, he's a different
more
kind of
normal.
cat. Politically, he's really involved and stuff. But as an actor and as a person, he seems pretty decent.
He seems more lower in the
He
spectrum.
he seems decent as a person. And I don't know if that decent guy spending all of his time with Charlie Sheen could have made any difference. With
Who
once
knows?
Charlie Sheen was unleashed to the public.
Yeah, who knows? You never know.
If he
with
was
that
there
kind of
all the time, you don't know. Right?
I mean, it's the same thing. Like with Ben Stiller, he did fine, and his dad's famous.
oh well, yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's the same thing. It's
But his parents are a little different too.
yeah. Well, his parents are different. They're also very more.
and
They're more laid back, and they actually worked with him.
right. They were real, but they were They were live show business comedians.
Correct, yeah.
A little different than Charlie.
Yeah, even his mom was.
Right, and his mom was around.
Yeah. Yeah, actually around. Are they still alive?
Didn't Jerry Stiller die?
I don't know.
I believe so. I think
I think his
Look it up,
wife.
look it
His
up.
wife is still because they were Stiller and what's her name? Stiller and Muir. What's her name?
Muriel.
Jerry Stiller died
No.
last year on May 11th.
And he died last year.
What's his wife's last name?
And Mira?
Mira.
Mira.
That's it.
Oh.
It was Stiller and Mira, and they were
She passed away in 2015.
They were stand
So they're
up.
both dead.
They were a
Oh.
stand up couple for years, and they're
Oh yeah, they were a duo.
yeah.
They're
Because
excellent.
at one time there were some good ones out there. George Burns and his wife.
Oh yeah, they're unfortunately the duo comedy pair. It seems to be diminishing.
Right.
It seems to be more only solo.
Well, it's really, really hard to be. It's like those two brothers that are twins.
yeah.
Then you'll see them
oh,
on
yeah.
ESPN or different things. They're really like like we can do back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we work together and talk because we can read each other's minds a bit. But those guys were.
Is it those guys, Dylan and Cole Sprouse?
I have no idea. I can't see a
wait,
picture.
No,
They're dark haired.
that's the Zach and Cody dudes.
Oh, okay. What were the ones you guys were talking
They're ESPN
Much older.
guys.
Much older than them.
about? My bad.
Those are little kids.
But well, no, they're not little kids. They're my age. I mean, they're
That's
a
what I
little
just
older.
said.
They're a little older.
They're children.
Children, as a 27-year-old
Have your lollipop. Go back to your room.
or 30. But goo goo gaga. But the last great duo comedy pair that I've seen is Key and Peele.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But they had a different format.
They do.
screen.
Well, they're more like Tosh Point Soup,
Right.
but they make their own skits.
right.
They're like Dave Chappelle mixed with that.
Yeah. Those two can work with a lot of people.
Well, Michael Key is a famous a director now with horror films.
Right.
So
No,
he just
Jordan
decided.
Peele.
Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele. Michael Key is doing only comedy now.
Yeah, he's very
Yeah.
funny. He's
Yeah,
excellent. They're both good.
But Jordan Peele does only.
But those
horror
people
now.
we mentioned are their husband and wife.
Oh, I know. I mean, so are they.
That's different.
Just kidding.
Really?
They're a cute couple.
They're a cute couple.
Look at them.
Look at them. Being cute, hanging out.
All righty. I guess we're going to wrap up.
Yeah, sounds good. So I want to thank you for watching this Bic Raven production podcast. And we
It was
thank you
awesome.
for
It
your
was fun.
time. It was
We're going to have
fun.
this on YouTube. I'm also going to have the best bits on YouTube or segmented stuff on YouTube. You'll see. And
Well, probably what we're looking at is weekly.
yes,
Whether it's this day, we're not sure yet because everything's new for us in doing this.
that's our first
We're
one.
probably going to jam maybe more than one a week because our plan is to do one a week, but do a little bit more in the beginning to get some more information out and to get some. We have a lot of material that we want to go over, so probably a little bit more until we get it. But our routine that we're going to slide into very quickly
Yeah.
will be once a week and,
Yeah.
and having that set up. Once we have that, we will let our audience know when that is, when to expect it. If we have people that will like and they will get on there and subscribe to us and let us know that they want to be part of it, we can, we'll make sure we send out notifications when the next ones are so they know they can get on there and watch.
Yeah, you can like our Facebook page.
And
you
we'll
can
try to keep this as
subscribe to our
entertaining as we
YouTube.
can. And as we build, if you have any comments, like the one person mentioned that the audio was this and that, and we didn't know at that moment because sometimes it flips and changes as we're doing this stuff, just live. That's great. And
Yeah.
any input about a show or something you'd like to for us to talk about, a subject you'd like us to talk
Yeah,
about?
you can always
We're-
let us know.
we're
You
wide
can Let us
open.
know during a live segment. We didn't get too many suggestions.
Well,
today,
we're
but-
staying with things that relate to our industry, like cinema and music and
Yeah.
entertainment and fun stuff. We're not getting into politics. We're not getting into
No,
religion.
we're not going to be
getting
political.
we don't care.
We'll be silly. We'll make fun of certain things.
Right.
We're not ever being.
but that's just because we like to say funny stuff.
yeah, it's not because we're being serious.
No,
we don't care about
we
that.
don't- no.
But if you would please subscribe, follow, like us, share us. It would be awesome if you guys do on
Right.
any type of platform we have because we're still growing. We're still a baby. We're still trying to get out there more. And we are just trying to reach out to you guys so we can help you guys out. Show awesome new stuff to you guys. Make sure that you guys know cool technology and even the entertainment world and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
you guys can follow us or find any of our social media links if you go to the website, bicraven.com. We got our YouTube link, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Yep, and our Twitch is just Bic Raven. Our YouTube is just Bic Raven. I'll add our Twitch onto our social media on our website soon.
Well, did you pump it enough?
Huh?
Did you pump it enough?
I guess so.
Okay. Well, then, thank you very much. And you all have a good rest of your day. Thank you, Tay. Thank
Love you guys.
Spencer.
Have a great one.
Why all mixed together? Night, day, what's wrong with the sunset? Out the sunrise. Don't you see what I mean? Can't you feel what I mean? Don't you see what I mean?